like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Can you remember the last time you were certain that your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need? Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
At any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
Seek transformation. ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
What a night for football. Are you going to look at the Starion Sports Complex in the gateway to the west, where the west begins in Mandan, North Dakota, as we get set for WDA football tonight on the PSP Network. The Bismarck Demons have crossed the Big Muddy with a 3-2 record, and they will square off against a team hungry for a victory, the 0-5 Mandan Braves. Hi again, football fans. We welcome you into our broadcast booth tonight. Todd Domrey's alongside the Hall of Famer, Roger Thomas. So good to see you, Roger. We couldn't be more excited to have you joining our PSP Network broadcast team. Welcome aboard.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. It's fun to be around football and the excitement every day, and it's fun to be here with you too.
Do you have something that just draws you back to the football field on a weekly, on a daily, on an hourly basis?
It's like I never left. Don't give me this retirement stuff. It's just all the pregame stuff and having coaches in the family and everything. It's in your blood, and it's just never going to go away. And I don't know, maybe there's a time when you stop. I don't know. I'm not even near that, whatever that is.
Yeah, excellent. As we're excited, Roger, of course, the longtime head coach for the University of North Dakota, Fighting Sioux back then. Now the Fighting Hawks. So we'll get into much more of that later on. But yeah, we got a ball game. We're 2 weeks in now, the second week of the conference play. Bismarck High went up to Minot last week and was impressive against the Magi. Mandan went across the river and found out how physical and how strong the Century Patriots are this year. So Bismarck High looking to kind of continue a good thing that they've got going here after dropping a couple non-conference games. And Mandan, they're just yearning for a W right now.
Well, they are, and I think every team in the West would tell you the same thing. There's some power out in the East, so to getting spanked by somebody in Fargo or West Fargo is not a sin at this point. They need to, but it's that point in the season. I've always said after the first game or two, you kind of figure out who you are. But after now with games 4 and 5 and 6 in there, now it's coaching. You got to figure out, well, what do we have here as a football team, and what can we do to change, make us better. Of course, everybody wants to eliminate the mistakes, and both these teams worked on that all week. Bismarck's been played a little bit by the turnovers, as has Mandan. So. You try to work those things out because now you know who you're working with, and you're going to go down the second half of the season with these same guys.
Yeah, and two teams that first-year quarterbacks, and there's been some bumps, but that hopefully gets worked out in those 4 non-conference games, and now both these young guys looking to turn the page, and Hayden Bonley and Carlson for the Mandan Braves, and it's time, right? I think if you're head coach for Cole Carlson and Hayden Bonley, hey, yeah, it's you're not a rookie anymore.
That's exactly right, and you know what they can do. What are their strengths throwing the ball, for example, and so you try to readjust your offense, and everybody talks about adjustments. That's an overworked phrase, I think, in the media about what you do, but you do know what the capabilities are, and how do you throw it better? How do you run it better? How can you play a little better defense, et cetera, et cetera? And I think that's where these two teams are at. Whether you're 0-5 or 3-2 doesn't make any difference. You're doing through the same process during the practice week.
Yeah, you are. We can't sneak anything past our camera crew tonight and our production team, Brent Borkus and John Samuelson. As we were talking about Hayden Bonley and Cole Carlson, guess who they were focused on? So we can't sneak anything by those guys. So, hey, fans, this is our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. 15 minutes or less. Stay in your car for a drive-through oil change in Minot and Bismarck. Find them online at VIOC.com. Temperature in the low 80s. Wind officially at 15, gusting to 25. We'll talk about that, and we'll dig into the WDA and EDC standings. We'll take a look at the poll, and upcoming in our next break will be our keys to the game tonight. Should be a great night for football. Good to have you along for the ride here on the PSP Network. More of our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show after this break on the PSP Network.
Your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need. Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
You've worked hard, saved well, and invested wisely. Whether it's paying for a child's education, taking the family trip you've dreamed of, giving back to the community, or funding a confident retirement, we can help you reach your goals. We are passionate about helping you make smart decisions about your spending and saving so you can feel confident about the future while enjoying life today. Together, we can design a personalized plan that takes into account your short and long-term needs and wants, but is flexible enough to adjust as your life changes.
In times of loss, ServPro brings hope. With expertise in Minot and Bismarck, we don't just restore homes, we rebuild lives.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
Back on our Valvoline and Snow Change pregame show. Well, if you've been around the Bismarck Mandan community for a few years, you know exactly where this place is. None other than Papa's Pumpkin Patch down in the Missouri River bottoms on the Bismarck side. Autumn tradition. Yeah, you go out there with the kids. What a place. Open 12 to 7 daily this year through October 25th. Family friendly. You got a zip line. You got all kinds of photo ops. Let the kids run around the pumpkins. And the best part about the Papa's Pumpkin Patch is a long-standing tradition of giving back to the community. So that's one of the coolest things about Bismarck Mandan is stuff like that.
That is really cool, and I know my grandson, he might set up shop in there. I'm not sure. If we keep looking close enough, I might see him in there enjoying it very much. The
video credits tonight go to my lovely bride, Gail, who was out there last night on an NISC employee appreciation event out at Papa's Pumpkin Patch. So there's the feels from around the community. As now we're back at Starion Sports Complex in Mandan, getting set for week 2 of conference action. Bismarck High 3-2, Mandan 0-5. And let's take a look at the standings. Let's just jump right into it. Tonight's standings brought to you by Trusted Tire and Auto. Just one undefeated team left in 3A football, and that is the Fargo Shanley Deacons. Shanley will be tested tonight. They have a date with Fargo Davies out east, and so that will be a high-profile matchup in the EDC. And you and I were talking about this off air, Roger. There's kind of a have and have-not developing in both the EDC and the WDA, and it's kind of unusual that you've got 3 wins, 4 wins, and then you got hardly any on some of the teams looking to improve throughout the course of the early part of the season here.
Well, I don't know if that's because some teams are that much better than others, or it's just scheduling, if you know what I mean. You get who you draw. I know in talking to the guys in this side of the state, they just feel like there's a lot of power in the East, and you can see that with Shanley Davies. Horace is a new face for everybody. Mm-hmm. Who are those guys? And I think that's just something to get used to in the West, because West Fargo has been a powerhouse in the past. Cheyenne is good. Holy cow. There's a whole bunch of them there, and they all look pretty good when you're standing over here in the West. But the West has got some kind of a new power, too. Legacy has jumped up. They should be very proud of their start to the season. And so on we go. But it is a split. There's kind of the top half of the league, and then there's the bottom half.
Yeah, Coach Clements got the Legacy Sabres playing very well tonight. The other games will be following on your BNC Bank scoreboard tonight across the WDA. We mentioned Legacy, and they are hosting Minot tonight. You can catch that one also on the PSP Network. Century's got the longest road trip they'll have this year as they've traveled up to Williston to take on the Coyotes. And, of course, we got Bismarck High and Mandan here at Starion. And then out east, you got West Fargo at Horace, Battle of West Fargo tonight. Davies and Shanley, as we mentioned, and Fargo North at West Fargo Cheyenne. So there's your 6 games across the 3A slate tonight. And, again, thanks to Trusted Tire and Auto for bringing you those standings. Just early on, Legacy, Bismarck, and Century all winning their WDA openers last week. Minot, Mandan, and Williston looking for those first conference and first wins of the season. All right, let's jump right into the latest Sportscasters and Sports Writers poll, as you got number 1 and undefeated Shanley leading the way according to the sportscasting and sports writer pundits. Davies and Horace, you hit the nail on the head there, Roger, about the power potentially being out east, and then Legacy and Century crawling into that top 5. So I don't think any surprises there in that media poll this week.
No, and I've seen some of those East teams play. Again, my son coaches at Bismarck High, and so I watch those games, but I'm also watching the competition out east, and I've seen a couple of those teams play. Well, you said tonight it's Stanley and Davies. That ought to be a dandy because both those guys are loaded, and they're both very, very good.
Yeah, the 35th Street rivalry in Fargo will be renewed tonight. Those two teams just a few blocks from each other in the southeast side of Fargo. And so, that'll be a battle royal, as it always is, between the Deacons and the Eagles. So there's your Week 6 media poll, brought to you tonight by Sport Clips, where you can check out their MVP haircut experience at Sport Clips. That's one of the coolest bands in the entire league. We're going to get you a quick listen here at the Mandan Marching Braves. You see them on your screen right there. As they have been doing it for a long time. Oh, and of course I pull in right when they're finishing a song, but we'll come back to it. I was here a little bit earlier setting up today, and they were out there marching around and getting the thing completely choreographed. Hey, your tuba's a little bit too far over. You got to get your hat straight. You got to do this.
There's coaching going on there, too.
There was a lot of coaching and choreographing going on. All right, I'm going to crank this baby up. Here we go. It's nothing better than a band on a high school football on a Friday night, right, Roger?
No, you got it. What an impressive number of kids playing in the band, though. That's an impressive number.
That gets me fired up right there. Hope it does you too. There's the Mandan School song tonight as our Valvoline and Snow Change pregame show rolls on from the Starion Complex in Mandan. We'll come back with more as we get set for kickoff, our national anthem upcoming. But first, it'll be our keys to the game when we come back. Bismarck Demons. The Demons have invaded the Mandan Braves home field, and they'll look for a road win tonight for the second time in 2 weeks in WDA conference play. We'll be back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
So Carson, how do I become a great football player like you?
Well, practice and having a professional team to answer the call and handle anything you throw their way is also important.
Hey Carson, thanks for teaching crew about community banking at First Western. First Western, you can bank on us.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
For those who dream big, Ackerman Estvold is here with the latest tools and innovations to design smart. Our team of architects and engineers carefully plan every step of construction, making it possible to build bold. And most importantly, we know how valuable it is to give back, ensuring our communities continue to thrive for generations to come. That's Ackerman Estvold.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Brevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts,
let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account,
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals. Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
Over 60 years combined experience in the field. Not only are we writing estimates, talking with customers, we're in the shop working alongside of our team members.
I've always had a very strong passion for repairing vehicles. I've been doing it since I've been in high school, and I've always enjoyed seeing the vehicle repaired back to their original conditions.
Thank you for the opportunity to serve the Bismarck Mandan community for the last 7 years. We look forward to expanding into our new addition to better serve our customers, Centennial Collision and Paint.
We're back on our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Timely services don't slow you down. The Lundin's been taking care of vehicles for over 25 years, and they know that local actually matters. 15-minute oil changes. Stay in your car. It's Valvoline Instant Oil Change. All right, let's take a look at our keys to the game tonight, brought to you, as always, by Northern Plains Heating and Air. No other choice to seal your heating and air game than Northern Plains. Call Dylan today, 222-2155, to make sure your furnace is ready for winter. Call Dylan today, 222-2155. Northern Plains Heating and Air, keys to the game. First off, for the road team tonight, the Bismarck Demons. Yeah, the turnover battle. That's been huge for the Demons. 3 wins versus their 2 losses. They've not been on top of that category in those 2 losses.
Yeah, and that's some of it's like a quarterback-wise when you throw more interceptions and TDs, which Bondley has done. That's a disaster usually, but they've won some of those games.
Yep.
I think one of the things also a key here for them is the fast starts they've had.
Yep.
They've outscored the opponents like 41-14 in the first quarter. That's about the last thing Mandan wants to hear tonight, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that turnover battle, it doesn't matter what level of football is. If that's a plus on your side of the column, that's usually a telltale sign that you can be successful. And then for the Mandan Braves, Roger, you talked about the Demons' ability to start fast. It's paramount tonight for a team that's still trying to find that first win. Yeah. Oh, and we're going to jump right into our national anthem tonight. They snuck up on me, and we'll come back to that Northern Plains Heating and Air keys of the game. But tonight, here's your national anthem on the PSP Network. Well done by the Mandan Marching Band, the Mandan Marching Braves, bringing our national anthem tonight. Snuck up on me. There's still 6 some minutes on the pregame clock, and we're in our keys of the game, Roger. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is the national anthem, so that's how we roll.
I've heard a million college bands coaching in college football most of my life. That band's a college band. That's pretty good. They're good.
Yeah, well done. They always put on a great show. All right, let's jump back into those keys of the game again, brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. The Demons, as you said, 41-14, they've outscored the opposition in the first quarter. Mandan hasn't won a game. You want to get some early confidence? Yeah, start fast tonight for the Mandan Braves.
Well, I've been on some of those sidelines. I've been on like a Mandan sideline tonight where the team's not winning. And it doesn't take much to have a look in the eyes of the guys and they go, oh, man, here we go again. So a great start just bounces everybody up, and they can do it. Not that that's going to win you the ball game, but it's sure going to give you a better chance to play well when everybody's feeling pretty good about their start.
And the other thing about starting fast is, and some of this you got to take in a little bit of context, but Mandan got down early to Century. It was 31-0 at halftime. They got down early against Shanley, but neither Century or Shanley scored on Mandan in the second half. So some of that's, hey, you're calling off the dogs a little bit in some cases, but hey, it also is that they have the ability to figure things out on the fly a little bit and maybe slow a team down. So if you don't just get throttled in the first quarter, you got a chance.
That's right. And as a coach, you're looking for those things like playing in the minds of your player and their hearts to say, well, look what we did in the second half, and that was the last time they were on the football field. Now this is the next time. Can we pick it up there where we left off, like we're shutting somebody out? So it's possible, so.
At right end, number 44,
Oh, we got some number
Charlie
changes
Long.
tonight. Look at that. Kirky is 6,
end,
and Tate
number
and
87,
Giggy is
Julian West.
69 tonight. Appreciate that.
Linebacker, number 24,
Thank you.
Drew Taylor.
Thanks to Northern Plains Heating and Air for bringing you our
23,
keys to the game tonight.
linebacker, number 23,
TO battle
Elijah
for the
Heigl.
Demons, and Mandan starting
linebacker,
fast.
number
Contact Dylan
63,
today,
Jonas
222-2155. Make sure your
linebacker,
furnace
number 9,
is ready for
Caden
winter.
Sather.
Again, call Dylan
cornerback,
at Northern Plains
number
Heating and
1,
Air,
Najah
222-2155.
At cornerback,
All right, let's take a look at those
25,
defensive
Garrett
units. First
Randolph.
off, for the Bismarck Demons,
Strong safety, number 4, Brennan
played great
Kraft.
last week up in the Magic City.
free
Actually had
safety,
Garrett
number
Randolph was the
15,
MVP of the
Weston
contest.
Scott.
And, oh, by the way, just got named the Player of the Week on the PSP
Demons
Network.
are
So here's how the
coached by
Demons
Mark
go up
Gibson
front. Julian
and
West, a
assisted by
senior.
Dale
Colby St. Aubin,
Drew Thomas,
another senior,
number
along with
4,
Charlie Long in this 3-4 defense for Dale Colby, the defensive coordinator. Drew Taylor, an outside linebacker. Elijah Heupel in the middle, along with Jonas Kraus and Caden Sather on the other side. Outside, cornerback is Garrett Randolph, the junior. Najee Boyd, the other corner, and your two safeties, the speed burners, Brennan Greff and Weston Scott. There's your 11 out there first for the Bismarck Demon defense. And, man, we haven't even talked about the head coaches tonight. 27-year head coach Mark Gibson, the all-time winning coach at Bismarck High School. For the Mandan Braves and their offensive unit, they'll have the football first tonight. Up front, they'll go with Nathan Volk, a senior, a 300-pounder. Marshall Horst, 230 pounds, and a junior. Dante Burdine, a junior center. Leighton Giggy, the senior right guard, and Jacob Bauman up front. So 230, 260, 240, 230, and 300 up front for the Mandan Braves. Ivan Hopfop gets a start tonight at the split end. He's a junior. Braden Bosch is your senior tight end. Casper Holcup, a senior wideout, along with, you'll see Daniel Wentz out there a bunch tonight. Cooper Anderson gets the start at tailback. Nupa Kirky is your senior running back, and he's a good one. 257 yards rushing on the season, 4 touchdowns. And your junior first-year starter at quarterback position is Cole Carlson for the Mandan Braves. And their 14th-year head coach, you can look at him there on the screen, Todd Sheldon. Let's talk about those two coaches for just a second. Coach Sheldon and Coach Gibson, 41 years on these respective sidelines. That tells you something right there.
Boy, it sure does, and I've known Gibson, I think, forever, and Sheldon as well. Back as a college coach, we recruited at these schools and got to know those guys years ago, and 2 really good men, and they've really done a great job coaching as well as leading their teams. They really do some good stuff.
And both of them this year are bringing balanced offenses, just about a 55-45 split between passing and running the football. That's probably a little unusual for Coach Gibson. I mean, he likes to get down and dirty and then get that running game going. He's usually a little bit more swayed to the ground game, but this year he realizes he's got to diversify that offense a little bit.
Well, if he could run it about every down, I tell him, you do it. That's what I tell him all the time. But he'll get you. He'll run, fake that run and run a bootleg or some kind of a play-action route, and that's their passing game off the run. And, of course, Coach Sheldon, he didn't have a choice last year when he had the best quarterback going, running and throwing around, and he's proven that at Mary now, and that's a great athlete.
All right, we are set for football, folks. Again, thanks to Valvoline and Snow Change for bringing you our pregame as Drew Haberlock puts a foot into it with the wind at his back. Kavion Lanier will grab it at his 2. Up the near sideline to the 10, 15, 20, and he's ushered out of bounds. Right there, knocked down at about the 25-yard line, and that's where the Mandan Braves will take over.
Well, it'll be interesting to see with this wind. It's kind of almost surprising that the ball didn't get up in the end zone, and that as strong as the wind is. We'll see how long it blows. But that's part of Mandan's battle this first quarter going into this wind for throwing the football.
Mandan will be directly into that. It says officially at the Bismarck Airport right now 15, but there's nothing about 15. That flag is whipping that I'm seeing is. Mandan will play out of the pistol most of the night. Carlson has got Kirky on his right hip. And the Braves have it 1st and 10 from their 22-yard line. Quick hitter and a completed pass. Not much there, as hauling that one in was the tight end, Braden Bosch. Falls ahead for a couple, but good hustle there by that Demon defense and flying to the football there.
Well, everybody runs that play now, the down-the-line screen to the wide receiver, and you got to get a block to get him started, and that didn't happen for Mandan.
And now the Braves are hurrying it up here, and they got in too big of a hurry, and it looks like the first whistle of the night's going to be a false start on the Braves.
Offside.
Well, the center still snapped and it went whistling by the quarterback. Kind of fortunate they do have a penalty. That would have been a tough loss on second down.
First penalty of the evening, a 5-yarder. Mandan now, second down and 14 from their own 18. And here comes a little jet sweep handoff, and Jackson Drinkson has the first carry of the game for Mandan. Squirts along the right side, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It's just a gain of 6.
That was a good fill by Drew Taylor, the linebacker and safety type guys, and coming up from the outside there to get to the line of scrimmage from the secondary.
Third down and 10. Mandan got the penalty yardage back on that 5-yard carry by Jackson Drinkson, and they'll spread it out. A couple receivers left and right. Kirky beside, and Mandan got a little kickstart on the left side of that offensive line. Nathan Volk and Marshall Horst up onto their stance, and Mandan's going backwards here on their first possession of the night.
Well, again, we talked about what Mandan wants to do is get into a good start, get a good mindset here to start it with your players and coaches, and it hasn't there unless they come up with a good play here and get a first down and forget about that early problems with the penalties.
Are you a coach that on 3rd and 15 you're trying to put some pressure on Carlson here in a passing situation, or are you playing coverage here?
I'm pretty old and conservative. I'm usually playing coverage, but not always, just enough to surprise them with a blitz once in a while, or a zone blitz or something.
Carlson's back to pass, looking deep down the near sideline, and it's too far. Outstretched hands of Daniel Wentz.
It's a tough ball to throw into a 15 or more mile-an-hour wind. I even had quarterbacks that said, I almost rather throw into a 15-mile-an-hour wind than with it, but we'll see how that works out and who throws the ball accurately until this wind dies down. Maybe at sunset we'll get a little more calm atmosphere here.
Mandan, they actually listed a new punter on their sheet this week, Tate Saylor, but they're going to send back the guy who was punting last week, Vance Warschlager, the junior, but he's standing back at his 4-yard line. Line of scrimmage is the 17. Warschlager with a high punt, and that thing got caught in a lot of wind. But a Mandan bounce at the 40, and it will roll down at the 44-yard line. That's a 27-yard punt for Warschlager. And how about this opening field position for the Bismarck Demons? They will take over at the Mandan 45-yard line.
Well, that's the last thing you might not want is to give them field position for a team that's been rolling in the first quarter. So we'll see what happens.
Here comes Hayden Bonley, the starting quarterback for the Demons. 705 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He'll have Schlobaum at the fullback, Stottinger, and a 1-2 punch along with Carter Petron, the running backs for the Demons. Bonley out of the gun with Weston Scott in the slot. Now Scott goes in motion, and a handoff to Stottinger. Tries to bounce it outside, and the Trackster's loose down the right sideline. And Stottinger is going to take it into the end zone. One play, 45 yards, and Bismarck High has hit pay dirt.
Well, first quarter, I think we called it here that Demons get that great start. It was a great play. He missed tackle on the outside over there, and that's all it took to get him going.
Bismarck High strikes early. Drew Hammerlock on to attempt the extra point. Long snapper Jack Praska puts it back, hold down, kick is up, and the Demons have taken an early lead here. One play, 45 yards. Deegan Stottinger will send you to break with a Ryan Family Dealership replay of the Demons' opening touchdown on the first play of the football game.
A lot about why local matters. Unlike those guys, we take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you
Well, the Demons' ability to get started fast continues again tonight here on the road in Mandan. A one-play scoring drive, as this time Haberlock slams the right leg into it. Lanier sees that bounce in the end zone, and Mandan will take over 1st and 10 at the 20. Let's run that replay again, Roger, that touchdown run for Staudinger. Good job of sealing this up, just one missed tackle, and then there goes the speedster Staudinger.
They blocked most of them, and then there's one guy that has a shot at him, and he doesn't try to tackle him high, and he shed him, and off he went.
Well, now Mandan with a 3 and out. Bismarck High, one play touchdown drive of 45 yards, and here comes Carlson's got Kirky standing beside him. And the Braves spread it out with twins each side. 1st and 10 from the 20. Carlson, same play as they started the opening drive with, and about the same result. Drinkson couldn't get a block. It's completed to the tight end, Bosch, but he maybe gets a yard.
Well, same thing. If you don't get that initial block to get that wide receiver started after the catch, you're going to have a tough time making any yardage.
Bosch got 2 catches, but they've gone for 2 yards. This time, Carlson has to tuck it and run. He's making people miss, but boy, he got stamped at the end of that.
Yeah, he cut back, and here comes a pursuit and hit him right. He didn't see him coming, hit him in the back. That's a tough tackle.
Yeah, with Mandan running the no huddle here, we'll have to be a little cautious with our Ryan Family Dealership replays because Carlson picks up 7 and makes it 3rd down and 2 now. Mandan looking for that first down of the game. Kirky switches sides, and they'll call his number, and Nupa has a 1st down. Nice run right between the tackles. Kirky's going to skirt out for about 6. Knocked down there by the Demons defense. Greff coming up from his safety spot, but it's a 1st down for Mandan.
Nice job offensive line by Mandan to give him a break, to get him through the line of scrimmage to the 2nd level.
Braves have their first down of the evening. And now flags will fly. That's a 3rd false start here already in the first 4 minutes of the game, Coach.
Well, again, I'm sure they worked on it all week trying to get this good start and smooth some of that stuff out, and it's kind of, though they had a nice 1st down here in this first series of this time, but this time they're back behind the sticks again.
1st and 15 for the Braves. Carlson throws it wide side. Bosch has another catch. Good zone defense and closing as he's going to pick up the penalty yardage, exactly a 5-yard pickup for Bosch, his 3rd catch of the night already.
Good throws by Carlson. He's giving him a ball where the guy can catch it and presumably get upfield, and so he's throwing the ball well on the plays that they have designed.
This time Kirky, oh baby, he is devoured in the background, or the backfield, I beg your pardon, as Mandan going nowhere. Charlie Long, the first guy to put a hat on him.
Yep, that's penetration by the defense. Great job.
Kirky's going to lose a couple. Mandan quickly back. They motion Drinkson, fake it to him on a sweep. They throw a slant over the middle, and that is picked off. Najee Boyd at the 45, and he is going the other way. Boyd down the sideline, and the Demons have another short field on the first turnover of the game.
Well, Najee Boyd just hung back. The receiver hooked up in that curl area, and he just stepped right in front. You'll see it here.
Ryan Family Dealership replay. You can find them online at driveryan.com. Yeah, pressure in his face. Najee Boyd steps in front of Bosch, and the Demons have turned over the Braves. And how about another drive starting in Mandan territory for Bismarck High? Najee Boyd with the pick. And Bonley with Staudinger about 7 yards back in the backfield. Demons will now shift, and I think they just false started. Well, the soup of the day is false starts.
Evidently.
Evidently is right, says Bismarck High was just outside the Serve Pro red zone.
Well, it looks like they were just shifting, and I don't think I can call it any of those guys because they legally can do that. They can all shift, and then they've got to be set for a second somewhere before the ball is snapped. Now, they're probably talking over, was there somebody else that moved is probably the key, an offensive lineman, presumably.
Coach Gibson out there with his arms upward, and they're going to wave it off.
They might have fooled the ref a little bit with all the movement back there and the shifting that he thought, well, somebody's illegally moving around there somewhere.
Kind of remember when the Cowboys used to do that thing where they'd stand
and
up, sit down. How many times do you think they got whistled for that at the beginning of that?
And you and I both just did that, as you said that.
We did. We just aged ourselves.
Right.
No penalty. It's 1st and 10 for the Demons from the 22-yard line. A toss to the wide side. Staudinger puts a foot in the ground, and he was almost loose. It's going to be a first down gallop of 15 yards for Staudinger. Inside the 5-yard line he goes.
An excellent play. It's you try to seal down with the offensive lineman and pull a guy or two out there to kick out the edge players, which they did, and that back read it properly, and right up in the chute he went, and 15 yards. Nice play.
Bismarck has got Mandan on the ropes again in the Serve Pro red zone. We got 24/7 emergency service, trained technology. It's Serve Pro. 1st and goal from the 6 after that 16-yard gallop by Staudinger. And they'll give it to him again. He bounces it outside. Now he cuts it up, and he will go untouched. 6 more for the Demons.
Well, that's a favorite formation for the Demons, a power I, where they have 3 backs in the backfield. In fact, one of those backs is the nose guard from defense, and St. Aubin, and it's just power, not any secrets where you're going. They just power up in there.
Haberlock on for the extra point. Bismarck High, listen to these numbers as he swings that right leg through, and he converts it. And the Demons have scored 2 early ones here on the road. So Ryan Family Dealership replay on that final play there, that touchdown run by Staudinger, his second of the night. He was untouched, folks. Good job walling that off with the right side of that offensive line. And the Demons are out strong. Deegan Staudinger, 3 carries, 67 yards, and a couple touchdowns, as Bismarck High has come across the big money and gotten off to an electric start here. And while we have a second here before our kickoff, we can tell you that today's game brought to you in part by Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you at MSU. Today's game also brought to you in part by Taylor Schmidt Photography. Proud partner of the PSP Network. Find Taylor Schmidt Photography on all social media platforms.
Number 39, Lanier.
Today's game also brought to you in part by Planet Pizza. Best pizza in the region, largest laser tag playground as well, giant lunch buffet, and they deliver. 701-852-1700. Planet Pizza. Bismarck with 2 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes of the contest. Well, you want the win to start, and Bismarck High has paid it off here handsomely. 3 plays, 2 touchdowns, Haberlock with the ensuing kickoff. Lanier from the 1 to the 10, 15, and he's skirted out of bounds, ushered out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And that's where Mandan will take over their 3rd possession.
Tackle made by number 80.
It's been a 3 and out, and then Mandan got a first down, but then they were promptly picked off. So this Demon defense has come out with their fangs bared here in the first quarter.
Well, and unfortunately for Mandan, they've helped them with these penalties. It seemed like every down and distance has been longer than a normal 2nd or 3rd down. So we'll see if they can run some error-free football and just do what they can do without a penalty.
Carlson out of the gun, 1st and 10. Little pump fake. Now they're looking deep. Oh, they got a man wide open. Drengson at the 40 to midfield. It's a foot race. And Jackson Drengson has just put Mandan on the board. An 81-yard touchdown strike. And just like that, Mandan is right back in the football game.
Well, that's off the play that they've run first down a couple of times, as you mentioned, where the guy that looks like he's going to throw a block for the guy that was going to run the quick screen, and he just keeps going. The blocker isn't blocking, and off he goes, and the secondary is fooled, and a good throw right over the top, and he's gone.
A little pump fake, you saw it there, and Drengson put the burners on. Mandan comes in for the extra point, and slamming it through there for the Mandan Braves is Kavion Lanier. And Mandan has put 7 on the board. We'll have a touchdown timeout. 6:41 to play in our first quarter. BNC National Bank scoreboard, it is Bismarck 14, Mandan 7.
Spas Etc., Bismarck's #1 hot tub and sauna dealer, brings luxury and wellness straight to your home. Discover top brands, Sundance Hot Tubs and Michael Phelps Swim Spas that deliver not just relaxation, but real therapeutic benefits. Right now, save up to $5,000 or enjoy up to 72 months interest-free financing. Visit us today at 1420 East Main Avenue in Bismarck and experience the best deals for yourself.
Some early fireworks. I misspoke on the extra point. It was Tyler Moe tacking on the extra point for the Mandan Braves. An 81-yard touchdown strike. Cole Carlson to Jackson Drinkson. They've sliced this Bismarck Demon lead in half. Moe with the ensuing kickoff. Short end-over-end kick. It's bouncing, it's loose, and Bismarck just going to fall on it smartly at the 30-yard line. It's a live football, and that thing was just kind of perilously hanging there and jumping on it, as we said, smartly for the Bismarck Demons, none other than Carter Petron. All right, well, that just got some life into the Mandan faithful.
Absolutely, and that all has not been lost with those first couple of quick scores against them, and now they're back in it, and let's see how they react on defense now, if that inspires them a little bit to slow down this Bismarck High offense that has been
well, yeah, they've had no answer for this, as Bismarck is going to shift a couple tight ends from left to right. Demons on their own side of the field for the first time tonight. 1st and 10 from the 30. Stottinger again. Slips through a seam on the right side. Oh, boy, and he was one guy away from breaking that one, but it's going to be a 10-yard gain and a new set of downs for the Demons.
Well, the Demons, as they have done, they've run the ball well this year, which is one of Gibson's things, and they're really good at the line of scrimmage. That offensive line looks pretty smooth here and taking on those Mandan front guys.
Well, I'm just going to keep giving it to Stottinger. He's got 4 carries for 77 yards. Now they're going to go on a reverse. And here comes Bismarck High's Weston Scott turning the corner. Oh, what a cut! And Weston Scott is loose! Touchdown! 60 yards! How about the explosive plays tonight here at Starion Sports Complex?
My goodness. But again, a good run, a good read by the runner, but again, that offensive line and the rest of them up front have just done a great job, and he's got great speed. A couple guys looked like they might have had an angle on him as he turned the corner, and it didn't work out, and then he cut back. But an excellent run, 60 yards.
Well, and you keep feeding Stottinger. You get 22 eyes on him, and all of a sudden you slip in a reverse. What a call for the Bismarck Demons. Haberlock slams through the extra point, and Bismarck High back in control of the 2-touchdown lead here. We've scored 3 touchdowns in within a minute. 6:59 Bismarck scored, 6:39 Mandan answers, and at the 6-minute mark, Bismarck High. Here's your Ryan Family Dealership replay. This Weston Scott touchdown is 3 touchdowns in less than a minute. Yeah, everybody flowing the other way. And boy, once Weston Scott gets in this open field, man, he is electric. How about that cutback?
Some speed, and he just outruns the ones that were in the secondary, and they didn't take some great angles. And it's hard to gauge his speed when you're in the open field, and he can scoot.
Well, Bismarck High's ran the football 5 times, Coach, and they got 133 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. That's a pretty good number.
I'd take that.
That will usually be a recipe for success.
Mm-hmm.
Hammerlock to the near side. That will bounce into the end zone again, just past Kavion Lanier. And so the Mandan Braves what are we playing, 9-man football here? I mean, all these big plays, these scoring plays, 3 of them in the last minutes have just lit up the scoreboard here in Mandan. Our scoreboard, by the way, brought to you as always by BNC National Bank. Your life's busy. They make managing money easy. Locations in North Dakota and Arizona. Find them online at bnc.bank.
It's a lot of football in half a quarter here.
You got that right.
Thereabouts. Holy cow.
I think it must be your influence, Roger. I love it. You're in the booth, and we got 28 points scored in the first 6 minutes of the first quarter. Drinkson with short side motion, handoff. It's not Kirky back there. And that run the football that time for Mandan was Aiden Buttman. He has his first carry of the contest.
He's got some great acceleration into the line of scrimmage. So he got that yard, is getting through there quickly.
Buttman will pick up 6. Carlson near side throws it. Daniel Wentz grabs it. Good hands catch there. And he's going to pick up 9, make it 10 before he's pinned down there by Garrett Randolph. Along with your outside backer, Caden Sather on the hit for Bismarck High School. But Cole Carlson out to a 6-for-7 start in the first completion to Wentz. Handoff Buttman. Oh, he's slippery at the point of attack. Made one man miss in the hole, and he carries it for 5 yards out to the 40-yard line.
I'll say that again. He gets that ball and gets up into the line of scrimmage and is making yards very quickly. He had good quickness. If those offensive linemen for Mandan can just hold that block for an instant, he'll go right through there.
2nd and 5. Carlson slings it over the middle. Wentz has it into Bismarck territory. Oh, he dropped the football. Who has it? It's loose. And did Wentz fall back on it? I think he did.
I think he did. Yep.
Wow. Mandan dodged a bullet. Let's get your Ryan Family Dealership replay of the end of that. I like the little sidearm delivery here by Carlson as he hit Wentz again.
Mr. Carlson can throw the ball. He has thrown all kinds of good passes other than the interception. He's thrown a lot of great balls here early on.
Yeah, Wentz was lucky. He saw it on that Ryan Family Dealership replay at the end of that. Ends up being a 26-yard gain. Carlson has now chucked it for 124 yards in the first quarter. Wentz has his second grab, but Mandan dodged a bullet. They almost turned it over for the second time. Braves into Bismarck territory at the Demon 35. Carlson under pressure. Has to scramble right. He tucks it and slips out of bounds. At the 32-yard line, make it the 33.
Drew Taylor bounced him out.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
If that pressure gets there, that's what the quarterback's got to do, and get out there and get some yards, and don't throw it to the bad guys. That's big key down here.
Mandan quickly back at the line of scrimmage after that 2-yard tuck and run by Cole Carlson. Clock's down to 4:27 to play here in the first quarter. Mandan goes to the wristbands. 2nd and 8 from the Demon 33. Bismarck's coming at the line of scrimmage. They send 7 into the flat. It's thrown. Hopfoff catches it. He's pasted out of bounds, but he's close to the sticks. He will have it down to the 24-yard line, a 9-yard gain for Mandan.
Well, Bismarck High hasn't done a ton of that tonight, but they blitzed. And then, of course, when you're doing that, you're going to basically saying you're going to play man coverage, but they didn't have a guy out here on the back swinging out of the backfield, so that might have been a breakdown in coverage.
Bismarck High is a team that they haven't given up much defensively through the air, just 100 yards on average per game, but Carlson's already thrown for 133 here in the first quarter. From the 25, little swing pass. Kirky, I don't think he ever had it, so are they saying that's a catch? I guess they are. Kirky luckily fell on it. That looks to me like that was one of those, Coach, that he was always just kind of bobbling.
Yeah, I don't know if he had it put away before the guy reached in with his arm. And
I'll get a second look at it here on your Ryan Family Dealership replay. Yeah, I think that would. I think if I could challenge that one, I'd say that's an incomplete pass. But yeah, another flag flies as it's going to be the 4th 5-yarder here in the first quarter.
Number 12 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remain second down.
Well, that's sure too bad for Mandan's offense. If they can eliminate that, they can certainly get more consistency and get some first down, especially down here near the red zone.
4th penalty of the first quarter for Mandan. Bismarck leading 21-7. They fake it to Drinkson. Carlson got hit as he threw, and it sails wide of his intended receiver. Hopfoff at the 20-yard line. Randolph in coverage for the Demons.
25 Randolph.
That's just the second incompletion here in the first quarter for Cole Carlson.
He has thrown the ball, again, minus the interception. He has thrown some excellent balls and given those receivers a chance to run with it after they catch it.
Be tough here now. 3rd and long, 3rd and 18 to be exact. Carlson back to pass again. Demons send an extra guy. Carlson lofts it over the middle, just about into the hands of Weston Scott. He was looking for Bosch over the middle. And a flag flies. Matter of fact, 2 of them in the backfield. And they're looking at the Demons sideline. Looks like it's going to be holding on Mandan. Well, this is a 3rd and 18. Do you set them back 10 more, or do you decline that one and go to 4th down?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to check with the coach. That would know. I don't know. I'd say
they're going to decline it.
I would decline if it was me, but.
Yeah, they'll take, instead of 3rd and 28, they'll go with 4th and 18.
Some plays that we've seen lately, at least I have in some of the games I've watched this year in these situations, they line up like they're going to go for it and they quick kick it. And things like that have gone on.
And I think Mandan just went backwards again. And
wow.
The Braves can't get out of their own way. That is the 5th penalty here in the first quarter. We can tell you today's game brought to you in part by Farstead Oil. Wholesale fuel, mobile lubricants, Def Needs, serving North Dakota, Montana, western Minnesota since 1938. Farstead Oil, a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Well, they have worked themselves back where they might consider punting the ball as opposed to trying to get 4th and a mile, but you never know.
Carlson, looks like he's standing quite a ways back there, so this could be a pooch kick.
Yep.
On 4th and 23, Carlson rolling right. Now he launches it deep towards the end zone into coverage. Weston Scott has an interception at the 10. 15, there he puts on the burners. He accelerates to the 30. He's finally tracked down at the 42-yard line, but Cole Carlson has just thrown his 2nd interception here in the first quarter.
Well, ill-advised, obviously. The play that gets running that late where the coverage is their secondary, by the way, for the Demons to start out that play. We're back about 20, 25 yards, so they were in great position if he threw one up. And it's pretty hard to thread one in there when they're playing past that hard all the time when it's 4th and a mile.
Yeah, and triple coverage pretty much back there for just one receiver to 3 white jerseys, and Mandan has turned it over a 2nd time. Here come the Demons. And they'll hand it off to the fullback, and there goes Schlobaum. Schlobaum is loose into Mandan territory, and another gashing hole for the Demons. Schlobaum is going to rumble all the way to the Mandan 16-yard line. Kavion Lanier with the tackle for Mandan, but another big chunk play for the Demons.
Well, as soon as you're looking for those tailbacks or somebody coming around on a sweep, they pop the fullback in there, and the defense has got a lot of stuff to worry about. And Bismarck High has got a good rhythm going with their offense and the variation of the plays that they're running.
Schlobaum just went for 42 yards. Into the Serb Pro red zone go the Demons. Bonnelly will hand it off to Stottinger, and Stottinger maybe got a couple. That's as close as Mandan has come to stopping Bismarck High, but now you get some extracurriculars in there. It looked like it might have been Skalski. Yep.
Number 21 of the defense.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
After the foul, after the play.
So you get
Skalski.
Brody Skalski, a hockey guy, comes in there and says, we finally got a tackle, and I'm going to give him a little business, and that's going to be 15, actually half the distance of the goal, and a 1st down for Bismarck High. Stottinger picks up a couple.
Well, it's too bad for the Mandan defense. That's one of the first times they rose up and didn't give them a big play, and then again, of course, they tack on the penalty, and it becomes a big play.
Yeah, that's penalty number 6, if you're keeping track at home. Half the distance to the 6-yard line. Bismarck High's got that heavy package in there. They got Schlobaum and St. Aubin in there. And Stottinger dots that power I. 1st and goal from the 6. Stottinger with a bunch of beef in front of him, but this time he is hog-tied and dropped down. He got to the 5 before a wave of black came in and shut the door.
good job on the defense. That's a power eye where you have 3 backs to one side, and they ran to the other side, but Mandan was not fooled, and they stepped up and made a very nice play.
Jacob Rassett from his safety position came in there for Mandan with the first hat on him. Stottinger gets 1. Serve Pro brings you the red zone tonight. 24/7 emergency service. It's Serve Pro. 2nd and goal from the 5 for the Demons. 2 tight ends. And Stottinger this time bounces it outside. Now he cuts it up. He sniffs the goal line, but he's turned back.
Ball carried by number 16, Stottinger.
Stottinger is going to pick up 5, and he's at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, great hit.
By number 39, Lanier.
Lanier came down that line of scrimmage and just knocked Stottinger sideways, and he did not get in the end zone. That was a great hit.
I thought when Stottinger put that foot in the ground that everybody in the defense's momentum was flowing and he was going to be able to squirt into the end zone, but as you said, good stick there by Lanier. But the Demons have it 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Bonley is going to try to sneak it. It's a bit of a tush push, and he eclipses the goal line. The Demons hit pay dirt again.
Well, the now famous play, which is kind of only so legal, you got to be careful which tush you're pushing and get him in there. So
he got in behind his center, Jaden Saylor, interior Skorheim, and also Heupel, and enough of a push. Schlobaum gave him a little push in the tush. Haverlock on for the extra point. Oh, what a job to get that hold down.
Kick is good.
Yes.
I thought they might get that one. They rushed very well.
Caden Molenda, the holder, did a great job there to put that down. Haverlock swings it through, and Bismarck High is cruising here. Touchdown timeout on the PSP Network. 28-7 Demons lead over Mandan with 1:06 to play in our first quarter. Yeah, thanks to Ryan Family Dealership for bringing you our replays season long on the PSP Network. Ryan's been a trusted name for car buyers in Western North Dakota. Shop their entire inventory at driveryan.com. Visit one of their 5 locations in Minot and Williston. Demons with their 4th rushing touchdown here, the first half of play, first quarter of play, I beg your pardon. Bonley with 1, Stottinger with 2, Weston Scott with 1. Haverlock puts a boot into it. Lanier lets it bounce at the goal line, and Mandan will take over at the 20-yard line.
Mandan will have a first down at their own 20.
You can see that ND score feed scrolling across the bottom of your live stream screen tonight. You can get all the scores from across the state. We'll give you a BNC scoreboard update here at the first quarter break. Minot and Legacy, it was a 6:30 p.m. start, so that game is approaching halftime here. We'll get you an update on that one. That one's also being live streamed on the PSP Network tonight as Mandan has had lightning strike once, but the other drives that the Braves have not resulted in much as Carlson's back to pass. And just the outstretched hands of Daniel Wentz, his big 6'3" receiver out there. Incomplete.
That's a little bit of one of the first kind of not accurate throws that Carlson has thrown. Everything else he's thrown, other than interceptions and so on, he's thrown some really good balls, give the receivers a chance. He missed one there.
Yeah, Carlson now 9 of 14 with a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Straight ahead run, there goes Kirky.
Ball carried by number 6, Kirky.
And he gets a couple. Kirky's usually number 5, but we got the official indication that he was wearing number 6 tonight.
Yep.
Tackle made by number 44 Long.
And Tayton Giggy went from 62 to 69 tonight, so a couple of late changes as it's 3rd down and 8. Kirky again off the left side. Small hole there, out to the 27-yard line he goes. Give him 5, but it was 3rd down and long. I don't think this is a situation where you can go for it, is it?
Well, I don't know. They're lining up as if they're going to go with no huddle.
Mandan on 4th and 3 is going to roll the dice here in the waning seconds of the first quarter.
Unless they're just going to try and get Bismarck to jump.
Play clock down to 14. Carlson looking over, and now Mandan will take the end of the first quarter. As if you're going to punt it, you might as well let that run down and have the wind at your back.
Exactly.
As it'll be 4th down for Mandan, and we come back. A dominating first quarter ends with Bismarck High leading 28-7 after one quarter here on your BNC Bank scoreboard.
Deliver more wonderful birthdays at Trinity Health Family Birth Center. We offer all new private, family-centered suites. Our maternity team provides more personalized support, advanced care, and the reassurances of a NICU and a neonatologist on staff. Take a virtual tour at trinityhealth.org/Family Birth Center. Trinity Health, making more possible.
That your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need. Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our...
A little twilight here. As Mandan, folks, looks like they're going to go for this. 4th and 3, win now at their back from their own 26. Nope, Carlson, not a great punt as he punts it straight up in the air, but a huge Mandan bounce.
Wow, that landed on about the 50-yard line, and it took a huge bounce and down to the 35. So you got 15 yards on the roll.
Bismarck 35-yard line.
35-yard line is where it's spotted down, so that ends up being a 39-yard punt. And I'm with you, Coach. I think about 25 of it was on the roll.
Exactly. That's getting to be more of a trend where you'd love to line up on 4th down and have the ability for your quarterback to be able to back up a step or two and kick it, and not line up in punt formation all the time. It's getting to, you see that more often now.
Mandan with 165 yards of total offense in the first quarter. Bismarck High will get that total number as they'll hand it off to Schlobaum, and he's going to lose a couple yards. Bismarck High had 186 yards of offense in the first quarter, so we had a pile of offensive things going on. 158 yards for Mandan, 180 plus for Bismarck High School. Schlobaum loses a couple, and here come the Demons. 2nd down and 12. Najee Boyd splits out wide to the right. Weston Scott in the slot to the left. Offset eye as Bonley is out of the gun. They'll motion Scott from left to right. 2nd and 12, and a straight-ahead handoff to Stottinger. Bounces off a one-man. Pinballs. Check that. That's not Stottinger. It's going to be Caden Sather with his first carry of the night. Picks up 5. He pinball off of a couple guys out to the 40.
Good hard run.
Tackle made by 19 Brown.
Sather picks up 7 and makes it 3rd down. And this might be the first 3rd down Bismarck's had tonight. I think it is.
It might be pretty close. I can't remember another one. All of them be just big plays where they didn't have to.
Oh, I got the best of the Bonley touchdown run was on 3rd down. That was the only one. 3rd and 5. Design run for Bonley, and he picks it up. Nice design. They fake it to Weston Scott. Bonley's slippery in space. Made a nice cut at the sticks, and he picks up 8 yards on 3rd and 5.
Tackle made by 58.
Well, this is a Demon football. They want to try to pound you into oblivion if they could and run the ball. And a lot of it just resulted in big plays tonight where it's, some of those plays usually just gain some yards, but there's been some big ones, so they're going to keep pounding away at that. Probably not throw much.
1st and 10 for the Demons near midfield. Bonley at play action.
As I say that, of course, they're going to throw it.
Looks to Gabriel, but now he goes deep to Boyd and into the wind. That sails incomplete at the 20-yard line. Mandan coverage back there. Hopfoff along with Lanier. Now we mentioned that scoreboard update. Here it is as Right now, Legacy leading Minot at halftime 21-6. And Century, late in the first quarter, is putting one on Williston 28-0 Patriots. Bismarck High 28-7 here early in the second quarter. Demons are going to have a little misdirection handoff, go to Weston Scott.
Ball carried by number 15,
Pretty good play there by Mandan in the hole. That was linebacker Alex Martell.
Yep.
As Scott in space has been a problem tonight, but he only picks up 4. And played a little Metallica on third downs here at Starion Sports Complex. It's like we're in the weight room back at UND back at. You ever step foot in the weight room when the guys were chucking the iron around?
I don't know if we had one. I'm not sure. They were throwing the weights, trust me.
I'm telling you, Metallica was probably on in the weight room as Bonnley on third down has his man. Nice pass. Najee Boyd. They needed 6, and Boyd gets 7.
Tackle made by number 27, Baker.
Nice tackle by Baker right on him, but a good throw and accurate throw.
First completed pass of the night for Bismarck High School. Bonnley's 1 of 2 for 7 yards, but that was a good pass there to Najee Boyd. That's one thing Coach Gibson has mentioned. He feels like he's got talented and guys that make plays at the wide receiver position this year.
Boyd is one. I've seen him play a little bit. He's got speed. He returns kicks. So there's several of them that I think can
obviously
make the big play.
Weston Scott's Greff has now Bonnley, nobody open, so he will tuck it and scramble, and he is going to have a first down. It's going to be 12, maybe 13 yards on the scramble for Bonnley. Nobody open on the rollout, so he just tucks it and runs, and he has a productive gain.
But you try to teach a quarterback on those to run fast, and it's a run until it turns into a pass. Then you slow down and throw the ball, and Bonnley did that well. He kept going and going and going. There's no pass. He just kept the wheels turning and made a nice gain.
Well, the other game of interest out east, halfway through the second quarter, Davies on top of Shanley, 14-6 in a matchup of 1 versus 2 in the state. Demons nearing the Servpro red zone. They'll hand it off to Sather, and he's got maybe a couple. Gets stacked up at the 26-yard line. Give him a 1. It was Volk and Bergquist there for Mandan's defense.
Well, Sather tried to get up in there, and his offensive lineman got stalemated, and he ran up the back of him and couldn't get any yardage going. So that's credit to Mandan's defense of standing firm and not giving him any place to run. Good job.
Reminder at halftime, we'll have our Moonlight Home Improvement halftime show. Run through the scoring plays in the first half, get you the numbers. Set our upcoming calendar here on the PSP Network as the Demons shift from right to left. Gabriel and Scott switch sides of the formation on 2nd down and 9. Short toss to Stottinger. Oh, he puts on the burners, but he can't get out of there. Just about got through that little bit of a duress there at the 25-yard line. He falls ahead to the 20. Still a productive gain of 6 for Stottinger, but now a Bismarck Demon offensive lineman is down as one of the hogs up front. And they've been paving some lanes tonight as the Bismarck Demons, but Stottinger took a couple plays off, and he comes right back in there and rolls for 6 yards, and now we got an injury timeout. We'll break. I guess young man is up. It looks like injured Demon there was Bryce Pennington, the big right tackle, a 290-pound senior. He's walking off under his own power. That's always a good sign, but he is pretty heavily favoring that right leg.
He's hobbling. Yep.
Look at it. He told the trainers to get away.
He pushed them away.
Coach Gibson's out there giving him a hand off the field.
Don't help me off. I'm going to make it. I'm a big tough guy, and I bet he is. You don't see that very often. Stiff arming the trainer to the sideline.
Demons into the Servpro red zone. 24/7 emergency service at Servpro. Clock rolls at 7:45 to play in the first half. Demons up by 21. Your BNC Bank scoreboard looking for more. Got a 3rd down and 2. Another offset eye. They got that jumbo package in there. Stottinger gets ahead of steam. Nope, play action. Bonnley Fires it to the goal line. He's got Scott. Touchdown. Check that. It is not Scott. It's the tight end, Parker Gabriel.
Gabriel, yep.
6 more for the Demons.
Flag on the play.
Flag is down, however. And let's sort out. Oh, we're going to wave it off. An eligible man downfield. Let's get your Ryan Family Dealership, see if we replay, see if we can sort that out of the ineligible man downfield.
Well, they're making the big play fake.
Oh, yeah.
There's a linebacker down there.
Your center, Jaden Saylor,
was way down there blocking that linebacker.
He was 10 yards downfield.
Now, if they would have handed the ball off, he'd have been in great shape blocking the run.
Yeah, that one's tough. Parker Gabriel's got a touchdown on the season. 7 catches. He just about had his second. Big 6'3", 215-pound tight end. The Demons go backwards, however. Their second penalty of the night. 3rd down and 7. Bonley again throws it out into the flats. Swing pass. Oh, Staudinger accelerates to the 10, to the goal line. Oh, and he slams his way for a touchdown. How about that burst?
I'll tell you what, Bismarck High has some guys that can run. No speed. They've gotten around the edge a couple times, and there is just nobody taking a right angle to get them when they're going around the corner. Like, watch, here we go with Mandan's defense.
Yeah, watch this
and
little
and he got
boom right there.
Great block by, see if I can catch his number here.
Captain gets point number 99, Hemlock.
Staudinger had an extra gear, folks. He's a trackster, and he just went 24 yards for 6 as Hammerlock puts one more through, and the Demons have scored 35 here in the first 18 minutes in Mandan. Scoreboard update, new score from Starion, 35-7 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Back after this touchdown timeout on the PSP Network.
Your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need. Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
Get a look at the Mandan Tennis Center at the WDA tennis tournament going on just across the street here in Mandan. It's now officially under the lights here at Starion Sports Complex at 7:48 Eastern. The wind is it's still a little fresh, but it has definitely dropped a little bit. Sun has gone down here in Mandan. As one thing that hasn't gone down is the productivity tonight for the Bismarck Demons. Man, Bonley now 2 of 3 throwing the football. He's got a touchdown. Staudinger just got his 3rd TD here, and he's up over 100 yards of total offense already. As Hammerlock will have the swing kickoff for the Demons. Swings that right leg through. A deep end over kick is going to be fielded by Lanier on the run at the 5 to the 10 to the 15. Skips at the 20. And he is swarmed down at the 25-yard line. And that's where Mandan and Cole Carlson will take over.
Number 20, Doctor.
Well, let's see if Mandan could get a little something going with the wind at their back. Try and crawl back into this game.
Yeah, they really just have the one. They turn the quarter with the punt.
Yeah.
And the Demons then marched it in for 6, and Mandan really hasn't had it here with 6:50 to play in the second quarter, I beg your pardon, with the wind at their back. Motion by Hopfoff, and Carlson is going down.
Carlson keeps the ball.
Sacked in the backfield. That looked like
Loss of 2.
St. Aubin, I'm trying to figure out which one.
Yeah,
there was a couple guys there.
Get your Ryan Family Dealership replay just so we can diagnose exactly who it was. Oh yeah, it was DeClan Sims who's going to get the sack. And now, good pass. Carlson hits his man. Drengson's got another grab. He had a touchdown in the first quarter to Jackson. And
Tackle made by
Mandan had a productive gain of 8 yards out to the 29.
That's an excellent throw because there was coverage there. He got it out in front of him and throw it on the money.
3rd and 6.
Mandan now quickly to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6. Now they slow down. Get the call from head coach Sheldon. Calls the plays for Mandan. That breaks a string of 1, 2, 3, 4 incompletions for Carlson. Now that one was on a rope. He rips it in there to Drinkson.
I don't think he got enough for the first, though. I think he might be
just going to be a yard short at the.
He was coming back to the ball, and then when he caught it, he was just a yard short of the sticks.
Yeah, they're going to give him 4. Mandan
4th and 1.
quickly again on a 4th and 1 from their own 34-yard line. They got to get to the 35. Kirky, Carlson, all the receivers go to the wristband. Here's the snap. 4th and 1, and Kirky got grabbed onto there by big number 50 for the Demons, but Kirky got out of the grasp of Anthony MacArthur just enough for a gain of 2 on 4th and 1.
Carried by number 8, Anderson.
Oh, beg your pardon. That was not Kirky. It was Cooper Anderson.
50 MacArthur.
His first carry of the football game.
Down Braves.
And Carlson. Oh, fumble. Ball is loose. And I believe Bismarck High has it. Yeah, MacArthur again.
MacArthur again, yes.
Back-to-back plays for Anthony MacArthur as Mandan just turned it over for the 3rd time. Here's a Ryan Family Dealership replay. I didn't know if Bismarck knew where the football was here, Coach, but
there was a few guys scrambling around and the back's going, and he wasn't hit when he fumbled. It just kind of bobbled it on the handoff, and it bounced forward, and several guys had a shot at it, and MacArthur came up with it.
Buttman had a couple yards on the gain, but then Aiden fumbled it away. MacArthur with the recovery. Demons in business at the 35. Play action. Oh, the blitz gets to Hayden Bonley. He just throws that away. As slamming his way into the backfield there was Mandan's Brody Skulski.
Good play by Bonley to get rid of the ball and throw it out of bounds. He got that kind of great pressure by Skulski.
Yeah, Skulski, the outside linebacker, came on the blitz. One more than the Demons had accounted for. And Bonley, just as you said, threw it into the Mandan bench to live another down. Now Bonley's going to fire a deep far sideline looking for Boyd. That's pretty good coverage back there by Paulie Brownotter.
Yep.
Step for step with Najee Boyd at the 10-yard line.
3rd and 10.
Back-to-back incompletions for Bonley as Bismarck High has ran it so effectively here. Let's give a quick count. Yeah, it's almost 200 yards of rushing here in the first half on 17 carries for almost 200 yards. Demons averaging over 10 yards a crack here, and now they've thrown it on back-to-back possessions. Schlobaum in motion on 3rd and 10. Bonley throws it. Oh, good move. And getting away, but not enough for your first down was Staudinger.
Number 16, Staudinger.
Picks up a couple. And ahead 35-7 facing a 4th down and 8. Are you pinning them deep here, Coach, or are you going to roll the dice and go for it here on 4th down?
Well, with a big lead like this, I think you have a choice. You can do what you want to do, and I don't think you get too criticized for whatever. I'm going to guess that they'll go for it.
Pretty much whatever play Bismarck's calling tonight has been working. So I can see the rationale here on 4th down and 8. Bonley back to pass. Mandan blitz. Bonley. Oh, he's going to be sacked. The Mandan defense got home. And that looked like it was, well, it used to be Taden Giggy, but he's not 62 today. They never told us actually who 62 was. Well, we're going to say it's Taden Giggy. We'll give you a Ryan Family Dealership replay. Mandan brought the house again. And we'll see if we can see. Maybe it wasn't 62. Maybe my eyes were deceiving me. Yeah, 63 and 62.
Yeah.
Well, we were told that 62 turned to 69 tonight. How the heck does that work? Maybe Giggy didn't change his number.
That's a possibility.
All right, Mandan gets a stop, and they throw a little swing pass. Kirky on a stutter step, slips through a shirt tackle, and he's going to pick up 6. No, going to be more than that. They mark him out officially at the 45-yard line, so give him 7. Declan Sims shoves him out of bounds for the Demons.
2nd and 2.
Carlson's 12 of 17 here in the first half for 146 yards of passing. Second grab for Kirky. Quick hitter into the slots. Hopfoff makes one man miss, and then he is jackknifed down at midfield.
18, Hopfoff. Tackle made by number
And
23,
Mandan, a couple completed passes, has a first down.
Those are overhanded running plays. You just throw it out there and let them run.
Yeah, that's
just
that's
the simple throw, and
the Fargo Cheyenne offense. Just throw those little swing passes and quick hitters and call them runs.
You do that all night. Yep.
This time they pump fake. They want to go deep, and it is battered away. Nice play there by Garrett Randolph.
Nice play.
Mandan looking again deep for Braden Bosch. That's just good. Finding the ball, staying in phase. Watch this effort by Randolph here.
A little pump and go, and if he'd have thrown it out there, he might have got him. But good defense on the ball that was a bit underthrown.
Randolph had a huge game last week for that Demon defense. Makes a nice play there. Great camera work by our crew as well. Carlson's pass incomplete. And Kirky on a little delay right down Broadway. He's got a good gain. Probably his best run of the night right there as he's going to pick up 8. Fifth carry now for 18 yards, and that is indeed his best carry of the night. Mandan 3rd and 2. Braves no huddle. They go to the hard count. The Demons don't bite. Under 3 to play in the first half. Bismarck cruising 35-7 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Mandan 3rd and 2. Kirky with the handoff. He's close to the sticks, but they're going to mark him short. Had to get to the 40, and they'll put him at the 41.
Kirky.
Well, that defense kind of rose up there. And
gain of 1, 4th and 1.
Again, they're down to 4th and 1 again.
Mandan again barks out the hard counts. Braves obviously going to go for it in plus territory at the Demon 41-yard line. They got to get past the 40 for a first down. Twins left and right for Carlson. And he is back to pass. Blitz on. Oh, and he didn't see. He didn't see Caden Sather from the backside.
Wow. Good defensive call on 4th and 1 to get after it. Quarterback never saw him.
Yeah, watch this. Carlson had all of his attention focused to the strong side. Nobody blocks Sather, and he lays the lumber. How about that?
Wow. Well, they had a back, and he blocked to the other side, so there was nobody on this side to pick up anybody coming off the edge.
It's a loss of 9 on the play for Carlson. And the Demons take over at midfield. Scott in motion, handoff Stottinger, weak side run. Oh, right up the numbers he goes, cuts at the 25, and he slips through a tackle. And Stottinger has done it again, this time from 50 yards out.
50-yard Bismarck touchdown.
How about the night for Deegan Stottinger? Ryan Family Dealership replay. It looked like Stottinger was going to get bottled up here.
Well, it looked like it was defended well. They've got a safety over there. An outside linebacker misses him. Safety misses him. The corner misses him. And then the free safety. I mean, he ran through 4 guys. They all had a legitimate chance to grab a hold of him.
Haverlock with the extra point. And that one is blocked. And so Haverlock was 5 for 5 on extra points. Make that 5-4-6, but the Demons put up 6 more. New score from Starion, 1:58 to play first half. Bismarck 41, Mandan 7 on your BNC Bank scoreboard here in the first half.
Plan or planning for farm or business succession. Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Haverlock will be kicking off. We can tell you that tonight's game brought to you in part by Bones Barbecue Sauce. True North Dakota original, created and bottled right here in North Dakota. You can find them at your local grocery store, Cashwise, Marketplace, and Family Fare. Perfect barbecue sauce for anything from burgers to veggies. That's Bones Barbecue Sauce. Mandan return is going to be, I think that was Alex Martell.
By number 39, Lanier.
No, Lanier, I beg your pardon.
Yep.
Didn't see the 3 there, but Lanier out to the 25-yard line.
Heck.
How about the numbers here for Deegan Staudinger in the first half, Coach? 9 carries for 141 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. He's got 2 passes for 26 yards and a touchdown, so that's 167 yards of total offense for Deegan Staudinger and 4 touchdowns.
Well, a lot of that is that they were blocked well, some of those plays, but he got it. But I'll tell you what, he has been a tough guy to tackle. He shed tacklers on every one of those runs.
You know, the one guy that we haven't seen tonight, and I didn't get an injury update of, Carter Petron has been getting a lot of carries for Bismarck High. There's a pass kind of against the grain there. Daniel Wentz has it, and a nice play. Carlson hits Wentz, and that's a 16-yard gain for Mandan.
Yeah, I had not heard anything on Petron. I don't know if there's an injury on that or whatever, but he's usually rotated in with the rest of those backs.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of carries for the Demons, up to 15 first 2 nights. Over the middle, Wentz has another one. Nice over-the-shoulder grab. Carlson hit him for 16, and he hits him again.
Tackle made by
Brennan Greff brings him down.
And now Mandan with 1:29 to play in the first half. The sticks get moved and the clock rolls.
Well, you wonder what Mandan could have done early in this game had they not been all those penalties and just took away their mojo to get it going, because they run some good plays here. If they can put some together without penalties, they look like they could move the ball some run and some pass if they.
23-yard gain after a 17-yard, check that 16-yard gain. Carlson to Wentz, now to Drinkson in the slot. A little quick hitter as Sather was closing quickly. Drinkson had it slip through his hands. Clock stops with an even 1 minute to play in the first half.
2nd and 10.
Hey, fans, vote for the PSP Network Player Performance of the Week. Nominees posted on social media each Monday. Winner announced on Thursday. In this case, tonight we announced it on Friday night. So it was Garrett Randolph for the Bismarck Demons was your Player of the Week. Learn about the Aggie Foundation's charitable work at aggiefoundation.com. Another nice play.
Very nice play.
Kirky right up the gut. And he hauls it from the 37-yard line all the way down to the 21. Give him 16.
The gain is to the Bismarck 22-yard
Greff, the free safety's got to make the tackle, so that means how much yardage he's got. He flies through that hole.
Mandan still with all 3 timeouts remaining. They're going for it all. Looking for Wentz in the corner of the end zone. He was tied up there and tangled up with Najee Boyd.
Najee was running right with him.
Now, step for step. I can see that Carlson really looks for Wentz. They get in that red area, and a big 6'3", 185-pound receiver. He's got a wingspan on him and a catch radius.
Yeah. I would look for him.
Yeah, 100%. Carlson's chucked it up 22 times in the first half for 190 yards. Throws it again. This time in the flats. Pass completed. And now Mandan's going to burn a timeout. Hopfoff with the catch.
Carlson's pass complete to number 18, Hopfoff.
And it's going to be a First International Bank and Trust timeout on the field. We'll just keep this one right here as Mandan has just burnt their first timeout. We can tell you First International Bank and Trust, full-service, family-owned, independent community bank. Built on the bond between employees and customers. Founded in 1910. Locations in Arizona, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota. Find them online at FIBT.com. Todd Domrey's alongside the coach, Roger Thomas. It's been a Demon beatdown here in the first half. Bismarck High, 6 touchdowns. Put up 41 points here on the home field of the Mandan Braves. Mandan, however, looking to end the first half with some momentum here with 38 seconds. And they're in the Serve Pro red zone with a couple timeouts remaining. So all kinds of time here, really. You can do anything you want if you're Mandan.
You can make that with timeouts in 38 seconds. You can do all kinds of things. You don't even really disregard the clock, other than you should probably, when you're done, if the play is in bounds, get back to line of scrimmage if you're going to go with no huddle. Try and get as many plays in here in 38 seconds as you can.
Carlson's completed 16 passes in the first half, 23 attempts. He's been picked off twice, thrown 1 interception. Still like a lot of what I'm seeing out of that junior quarterback, though, for Mandan.
I do, too. He throws the ball well. He's throwing a lot of good balls.
From the right hash mark, Hopfoff in motion, sets up trips to the left. 3rd down and 5. Carlson with time. Oh, but Najee Boyd out of nowhere has a pick, and down the sideline he goes, and a late drive here is going to be thwarted by the Bismarck Demons. Flags fly in.
Looked like a late hit along the sideline on Boyd.
Well, you get a towel getting thrown over there, a hat. You got all kinds of stuff to sort out here. First, let's get your Ryan Family Dealership replay, the Najee Boyd pick.
He's playing zone, so he's hanging back, as you'll see from the top of the screen here, and they throw it up over the safety, and the corner's back there just hanging out. And he gets it, and he runs up the sideline, and then there's I believe there's a late hit, unless there's some other extracurriculars over there.
Still a zebra convention as
there are fouls on both teams.
Both teams are going to be penalized.
Late hit, number 63, Mandan. Then we have an unsportsmanlike conduct on the assistant coach for Bismarck High. Those fouls offset. The ball will be at the 25-yard line, first down.
Well, you heard the whole description there. Yep. You had a late hit on Mandan, and then somebody from the Demon staff got a whistle for unsportsmanlike.
And you used a couple of those words you can't use. Those coaches.
Those magic.
There's a couple of magic words that get you a flag every time.
Well, Najee Boyd just had his second pick here in the first half. Now the Demons just going to take a knee here with 30 seconds to play in the first half. Mandan with those 2 timeouts remaining, but I believe that's going to be it, and we are going to head to the half. Yep, stay tuned. Our home light move and home light. How about moonlight? There we go. Moonlight home improvement. Halftime report comes up next. It's all Bismarck at the break across the Big Muddy tonight. Have you tuned into the PSP Network? Halftime activities are next. Halftime score on your BNC Bank scoreboard. It's Bismarck 41, Mandan 7.
Is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Estvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esfold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Can you remember the last time you were certain that your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need? Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
There you get a look at halftime of the Car Bodies Boat Ramp. We're back at our Moonlight Home Improvement halftime show. Bismarck High School leading 41-7 over Mandan. 36-foot boat ramp, the first public boat ramp on the Mandan side of the river. Collaboration between the Mandan Park District, Morton County, and the city of Mandan. And why car bodies? Well, in the old days, they used to stack up car bodies in the river to create a little bit of riprap. So that place has always been called Car Bodies. And as I was talking to folks about this, sounds like Brody Skalski just had his senior pictures taken right there at the Car Bodies Boat Ramp in Mandan. All right, we're back at Starion Bank Complex as the Mandan Marching Braves out there again. I guess, Coach, before we get to the numbers and some of the highlights here from the first half, but Bismarck had it clicking.
Well, two things. One is Bismarck was clicking. They've got playmakers all over the place in the backfield, the receiver, the quarterback, running and throwing. And Mandan just didn't tackle very well. There was several plays we were commenting that they were heading down the sideline. A couple guys had a shot at him and couldn't get him down. That's the Bismarck's credit. On the other hand, the discredit for Mandan would be offensively. I think early in the game, a number of penalties that you just, at this stage of the season, call it the middle of the season, there shouldn't be so many procedures and so on where you're always putting yourself behind the sticks, because when they didn't do that, there were spurts of good stuff for their offense where they made some first downs, moved the ball, hit a play or two, couple good passes, and they got a couple good running backs, I think, but they just haven't given themselves a chance to crawl back into the game.
Yeah, it's been a bunch of penalties, a few missed tackles, but man, there was some lanes for Bismarck High to run through. So the Demons up front were really good. And then Deacon Stottinger, he'll hear his numbers here in a second, but yeah, he was a man amongst boys. Moonlight Home Improvement brings you our halftime show. Your home renovation specialists in the Magic City. Been putting off that basement, kitchen, bathroom, or any interior renovation. Now's the time to book for your free estimate at MHI. Mention the PSP Network, get 10% off your next project. Call Drew now, 701-721-4612, or head to moonlighthomeimprovement.com. All right, let's crank up the Mandan. Oh, as soon as I do it, they stop playing again. All right, I'm going to come back to that in just a second. So,
tonight is from the Polynesian hit movie Moana.
Oh, Moana.
Oh, Moana. We need some of that.
Yeah, there we go.
Features our drum.
I know my grandson would love that.
Yeah, as you're going to get the Mandan Marching Braves and playing a song from Moana. There we go. It feels like we need to put a grass skirt on and start doing some hula dancing to that baby.
You were doing some good dancing right here. No skirt or no skirt, buddy.
First we were doing the Dallas Cowboys,
we did that simultaneously, you and I.
Now we're hula dancing. Yeah, you got it. All right, here's your halftime numbers brought to you by Moonlight Home Improvements. As team stats first, Bismarck High School ran it 18 times for 277 yards in the first half. Bondley throws it for 33 yards. The Demons rack up 310 yards of total offense. Mandan rushes it 15 times for 55 yards for 196 yards or 55 yards rushing, 196 yards passing for Cole Carlson. Mandan 251. So these two teams combined for about 560 yards of offense in the first half, folks. All right, we'll get to the individual numbers here. While we do that, we'll run some highlights from the first half. Brought to you by Ryan Family Dealership. As your individual numbers, your leaders, Kirky has 7 carries for 35 yards for Mandan. Cole Carlson, 15 of 24 for 196 yards passing, was picked off 3 times through the 1 touchdown to Jackson Drinkson. Drinson's got 3 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown. Bosch with also 3 catches, couple grabs for Kirky, Wentz, and Hopfoff. Mandan punts it twice. They were penalized 7 times. And Mandan turned it over 4 times, 3 interceptions, and a Buttman fumble that was recovered by Anthony MacArthur in the first half. For the Bismarck Demons, how about the half for Deegan Stottinger? 141 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, 26 yards receiving and a touchdown. But he wasn't alone, as Schlobaum has a 40-yard carry. Weston Scott has a 60-yard touchdown and is 64 yards rushing. Bondley has a touchdown and 24 yards. Sather has 2 carries for 8 yards, and Bondley throws for 33. Demons didn't turn it over, and the Demons were only penalized twice in that first half. So there's your halftime numbers brought to you by Moonlight Home Improvement. A big hit right there by Heupel as well for Bismarck High School.
Well, the numbers it doesn't sound too crazy. 310, 251 for total offense. And if you looked at the scoreboard, you would not guess those are the yardage things. But it goes back to penalties, turnovers, big plays, that sometimes the numbers lie, in a sense, on what you see and from what happened.
Yeah, you got that right. So Mandan has 250 yards of offense in the first half, but the problem is 7 penalties and 4 turnovers.
The 4 turnovers are big. I mean, that almost. There's people that have done research on turnovers and whether you win or lose, and you get 4 of them your chances of winning are slim and none. Yeah, right.
Moonlight Home Improvement brings you our halftime home renovation specialists in the Magic City. Get a free estimate and 10% off your next project invoice. Call Drew now, 701-721-4612, or head to moonlighthomeimprovement.com. More of our halftime rolls on here from Mandan as the Bismarck Demons up big at halftime, 41-7 over the homestanding Braves.
At any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
Seek transformation. ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
And invested wisely. Whether it's paying for a child's education, taking the family trip you've dreamed of, giving back to the community, or funding a confident retirement, we can help you reach your goals. We are passionate about helping you make smart decisions about your spending and saving so you can feel confident about the future while enjoying life today. Together, we can design a personalized plan that takes into account your short and long-term needs and wants, but is flexible enough to adjust as your life changes.
That your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need. Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
You've worked hard, saved well, and invested wisely. Whether it's paying for a child's education, taking the family trip you've dreamed of, giving back to the community, or funding a confident retirement, we can help you reach your goals. We are passionate about helping you make smart decisions about your spending and saving so you can feel confident about the future while enjoying life today. Together, we can design a personalized plan that takes into account your short and long-term needs and wants, but is flexible enough to adjust as your life changes.
In times of loss, ServPro brings hope. With expertise in Minot and Bismarck, we don't just restore homes, we rebuild lives.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
Partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese. It has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh, yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh, yeah.
Order for Danny? Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
The good news is the wind has died down here at Starion Bank Complex. Thanks again to Moonlight Home Improvement for bringing you our halftime show. Yeah, as you can look there at the flag, that thing is just about limp now as Bismarck High had the win early and they made it pay. Demons led 28-7 at the end of the first quarter. Tacked on 2 more touchdowns in the second quarter. Deegan Staudinger with 4 of those total TDs. With Mo with the kickoff, and it's going to be deep to, that's Staudinger returning kicks? Yes, it is, out to the 32-yard line. And that's where the Demons will take over at the 35-yard line. So one question is answered. The other number ones are still out there for the Demons. If you got Staudinger returning kicks, yeah, you're going to have him at least out there for a bit here.
Well, many times when the leads are like this, I'm just saying a general kind of rule of thumb that you want your guys to get some more reps and hopefully nobody gets hurt, but you might play them somewhere into the third quarter, and then it turns into a JV game after that with the rest of those guys getting a chance to play, which is great.
Greff splits out wide to the right. Staudinger in an offset I formation. Now Gabriel and Scott will switch sides of the formation, as does Schlobaum. First and 10 for the Demons from the 35-yard line. A short side toss. Staudinger stops, retreats, and he's hit. But he falls ahead to the 39-yard line. And now Staudinger kind of chucked off. Is that Skalski again? Nope.
62. We've been in the games with the numbers here.
Well, it's Giggy. Yep. Tate and Giggy.
Okay. All right.
Number 62.
Well,
he's been identified.
Yeah, so
unfortunately for him.
Staudinger gets 3, and then the 8th penalty of the game here for Mandan. So that's one thing they didn't get cleaned up here, I guess, in the first minutes of the second half.
Well, that frustration hasn't gone away. I'm sure it bubbled in the locker room there at halftime, despite what the coaches say, and trying to get everybody back on the same page and play a clean second half.
Well, Mandan going to be at home next week against Williston. Braves look to get that first W this season against the Coyotes. First and 10 Demons. Staudinger through a crease on the left side, but there comes the safety Lanier. Hits him up high for a 3-yard gain, and now you get a Mandan Brave that is down.
It is Lanier, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, and Lanier made the stick, and now he is not getting up. So you get an injury timeout here. Deegan Staudinger picks up 4. He's up to 148 yards rushing tonight. And we take an injury timeout. BNC Bank scoreboard 41-7. Bismarck leading here early in the third quarter in Mandan.
Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins.
Kavion Lanier kind of gingerly comes off. Under his own power, so that's a good sign for the Mandan Braves. Gets a lot of time on defense, gets some offensive time as well. Two-way player for the Braves. Demons second down and 7 from the Braves' 43-yard line. Demons will shift from right to left again. And the snap is back. Bonley play action. And Weston Scott was running little drag routes, and then it was almost picked off. Scott fell down.
He did. He came across shallow That's
yeah, and then Drengson almost picked it off. Watch this on your Ryan Family Dealership replay. You're going to dissect a lot of stuff here because Scott's coming on that weak side, and he just got tangled up. That's exactly where Bonnley was going. And then he almost throws it into the midst of Jackson Drengson. Been a clean game for Hayden Bonnley tonight. Has thrown his 7th touchdown of the season. And now on 3rd down and 7, the Demons have a couple receivers to each side. Bonnley, a little slip screen. Greff has it. Oh, nice move. And he's got a 1st down. Greff caught a little tunnel screen on the right side, and he hauls it out to the 35-yard line. Give him 8 on 3rd down and long.
Excellent execution there. We're talking about Bonnley throwing the ball in there. And a nice run by Greff, weaving through some traffic to get to the 1st down.
I know one thing, with that clock running continuously here in the second half, anytime it's over 30 in the second half, your point spread, it's a running clock. So it's going to be a blink, and this baby is going to be over, provided that it stays over 30. And just one of those uncanny things of how fast that clock rolls. 1st and 10, Demons. And Schlobaum, the fullback, tries to hurdle over the pile. Maybe gets a couple out to the 32-yard line. Give him 3.
He had a good one of those in the first half. He popped through there, Slowbaum, one time and had a nice run.
And now you get somebody for the Bismarck Demons. Look like they're cramping up. You know,
well, I was going to mention that earlier. At this, at some stage in the game here, with 80-some degrees, cramping might become an issue for some of these players as an evening goes on, because it is still sticky.
Looks like that's the center, Jaden Saylor. Looks like there, I believe. Yeah, they're hydrating him and also giving him a stretch. Let's get you a B&C scoreboard update here as, how about that one? The Mandan defense. I'll take the Bismarck offense.
Sounds good.
As right now, oh boy, Fargo Davies, 35-6 over Shanley. Cheyenne leading North 12-0. Bismarck, of course, up big here over Mandan. Legacy cruising again, 41-12 over Minot with a minute left in the contest. And Century is going Sammy Hager on Williston, 55-0. As the Patriots, impressive in their 2 games so far, as that's 2 shutouts. As the Central Patriots working on 3 shutouts in a row. As they shut out West Fargo, they shut out Mandan, and now they're shutting out Williston at halftime. Horace leading West Fargo as well. Stottinger off right tackle has a game to the 27. He's hogtied there. Drengson in the vicinity.
Good run off tackle. They're just obviously at the score and the clock and so on. I'm going to imagine that old Bismarck High here is going to just hand that ball off and grind and see if they can possess it and knock a score in at the end of the drive.
Well, and Stottinger is now up over 152 yards of offense, or excuse me, rushing on the ground. Now you got St. Aubin in there in the fullback spot on 3rd down and short. Stottinger follows him into the hole. He got to the sticks, and then Pyle drives his way ahead for the 1st down. Give him 3 on 3rd and 2.
Bismarck High likes to take that nose guard and stick him in there in that power I formation and run him up in there. St. Aubin is a thick, sturdy guy.
Yeah. He would, you look him up in the dictionary, it'd be a bowling ball. 5'8", 260. And he does like to slam it in there, too, in that power I formation for the Demons. Bismarck being really deliberate here in the second half, and we've already eaten up just about half of the 3rd quarter clock. Why not? The Demons closing in the Serve Pro red zone. They motion Scott from left to right. Play action. Bonnley sliding right, throws it away.
Good defense by Mandan. They run that play a couple of times. I think Mandan sees that bootleg coming, and they've the defense is adjusting. Even for the receivers dragging across the field, they get covered, and there's just nobody to throw to.
Yeah, they had everybody plastered there. And
yep.
Even Well, Weston Scott was the primary receiver running an outs, and then he was covered and he turned it up, and they were step for step with him. So good play there for the Mandan defense. Miley now 4 of 9 for 41 yards in the game and a touchdown. Twins left. Bonley out of the pistol. Handoff. Stottinger bounces off one man. Ball comes out late. Are they saying he's down? Yeah, the official comes in and says he is down.
Well, that was close.
Mandan bouncing around like they thought that might have been a fumble. Let's get a second look at it on a Ryan Family Dealership replay. Let's see if my eyes told me that Stottinger was down. Yeah, I think so.
When he hits the ground, it comes out. So I think they called it right. It sure looked kind of like a fumble when it comes dribbling out of there when the guy's on the ground.
Yeah, we'll get you a second look at this as Stottinger, fell ahead, and you see this very end of it.
3rd and 8.
Yeah, it looked like the elbow was down before that ball popped out. Stottinger picks up a couple. It's 3rd down and 8. Bonley to pass. Throws a little late screen. Gabriel jackknife down. Flag flies in.
Bonley's pass complete to number
And
13, Parker Gabriel.
Gabriel's going to lose a couple yards.
Tackle made by
He had Heupel out there blocking for him. I think that was an intended screen, but I think
Skalski came in there hard, read the screen, hit a blocker, and
they get a block in the back, do the Bismarck Demons. 3rd down and 7, so I think you're going to take this penalty and move the Demons back. Yep, accepted penalty on the Demons, just their 3rd of the night. Been a clean game that way for Bismarck High. 3 penalties to Mandan's 8. Demons with no turnovers, Mandan with 4. Clock rolls, 4:40 and counting to play here in the 3rd quarter. The Demons have had the football the entire 3rd quarter with that running clock as Bonley slips away and he gets out of bounds. Turns something into nothing there as they're going to mark him out. Where, way back at the 28?
Well, it was 3rd and 18. I'm not sure where they...
Well, they mark him way back at the 28, so just a 4-yard scramble for
Still got
Bonley.
a long way to go, you bet, yeah.
And looks like Coach Gibson wants a First International Bank and Trust timeout. We'll give it to him. FIBT.com is where you can find First International Bank online. They were founded in 1910, serving communities in Arizona, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota. Find them online at FIBT.com. Demons have a 4th down when we come back.
This page isn't a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Kind of never land here. Probably a little too far for a field goal, too close to punt. So it looks like on 4th down and 14 yards to go, Demons will go for it. And I guess why not? You're leading 41-7 here.
If it was a close game, this would be a heck of a decision.
Yeah.
What a head coach having been in those shoes. But with the score, you kind of skews your thinking, I think, a little bit.
Schlobaum in motion and going to get a false start. And now on 4th down and 19, I wonder if that changes the equation. Maybe not. Hey, fans, tonight's game brought to you by Taylor Schmidt Photography, proud partner of the PSP Network. Find Taylor Schmidt Photography on all social media platforms. 4th down and 19 for the Demons, now from the 34-yard line. They got to get to the 14. Stottinger in motion, backside fly for Greff. He had a step on Lanier. Good to see Kavion back in there, but Bonley misses him, and on downs, Bismarck High will give the football to Mandan.
A good pass rush by Mandan that time. As Bonley threw it, he had a guy right in his face, and I'm sure that helped that ball come down in an inaccurate way.
Clock stops momentarily on the change of possession. Tell you tonight's game brought to you by Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you at MSU. 96% of recent grads employed or continuing their education. This game also brought to you by Planet Pizza. Try the Blue Buffalo or the plain cheese at Planet Pizza. They deliver at 701-852-1700. Quick hitter right side. Oh, good play in space as Hopfoff knocked down.
Tackle made by number 24, Taylor.
Drew Taylor, the guy who led the Bismarck Demons in hitting and hits, accomplished baseball player for the Demons, with the stick in space for Bismarck High School. And it's a loss of 2 as Carlson this time hands it off to Kirky.
Good job up front.
Doesn't get much. Bottled up by the interior of that Bismarck defense. Kobe St. Aubin right there.
Tackle by number 9, Sather. Gain of 3, 3rd and 9.
Kirky gets 3. He's got 38 yards rushing against Carlson's back to pass, but that one was low. On an out-cutting Jackson Drinks, and it was at his shoe tops, incomplete. Sets up 4th down for Mandan.
Well, had he thrown a good ball, I think they might have gotten the first down. I think he might have been able to call that, catch that and turn it upfield. And we'll see if they're going for it or quick kicking it down there or whatever they decide to do.
Well, Demons think they're punting.
Or draw them offside. There's lots of options here.
4th and 9 from the right hash mark. Carlson, quick kick. Demons back to receive. And nice return. Cale Fisher, I think that was 3.
It was 3,
yep.
Yes.
Fisher, nice catch and a nice return. It's going to be a 30-yard punt, but a 12-yard return sets up Bismarck High School right at midfield. Hey fans, tonight's game also brought to you in part by BSN, creating exclusive personalized solutions for North Dakota high school and collegiate programs. They do it all. Contact your local BSN sales pro. In Western North Dakota, that's Scott Woodmansey, Greg Foster, Naomi Erdahl, Nate Zachman, and sales manager Joe Cattell. I'll give you a graphic here in a second here about a new BSN promotion that PSP Network's got going on. Stay tuned for that. And now you're going to get some new Demons out there, looks like.
It does look like that, yes.
And a handoff. Now you got a whole host of.
I'll try and sort out and see who that might be. And there were several guys in there that.
Yeah, Weston Malo has the carry for the Demons, and he will lose a yard. And let's see if we can get you the new quarterback out there for the Demons is Nick Gable, 5'6", 150-pounder. Demons will split out. Datavion Slack wide to the right. And we're going to toss it on a wide side run. And not much there.
Ball carried by number 22, Melo.
Melo picks up a couple. We'll give him 3 after the loss of 1.
And that will be the quarter.
Jackson drinks and knocks him down, and we've reached the end of our third quarter in a fast-moving third quarter. End of 3, Bismarck High School 41, Mandan 7. Same score as we had at halftime here at the Starion Complex in Mandan.
Easy. They take care of their customers.
That's right, Carson. You may be number 11 on the field, but at First Western, you and our customers are never just a number.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
When our customers call with a question, we answer their call personally.
Now that's pro-level service.
Thanks, Carson. Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western. You can bank on us.
Be sure to like and follow us on our social media platforms of Facebook, Instagram, and X, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. That way you can keep up to date on all the latest happenings on the PSP Network, fastest growing media company in North Dakota. Bismarck High School cruising 41-7 Got a new host of characters out there for the Demons. Is rolling out to his left, but throwing it behind his intended receiver, Nick Gable. Was looking there in the flat for Bridger Harvison. A couple sophomores out there for the Demons. And it looks like Bismarck High School is going to have to punt it away. So Gabriel misfires on that passing attempt. Well, the Demons, boy, 2 conference games here. Demons in line, looks like, as we're running clock here in the fourth quarter for back-to-back wins. And with Legacy winning big, it sets up quite a showdown next week in the capital city.
Yep.
As the punt is away, Demons' first punt of the night. Bounces at the 20, rolls inside the 10. And that's going to be a nice effort. A little 44-yard punt. If you're going to have one punt on the night, you might as well make it a 44-yarder.
Exactly, yeah.
That's that special teams coach.
Who was that guy? Well, actually, I think their punter, that they had last week got a concussion or something in the game. And this has been, I believe that was Bondley.
Yeah, it was indeed Bondley punting it away.
Yeah.
All right, looks like you got the number ones out there still for Mandan. Clock stops momentarily at 11:07 to play. Stay tuned after the game. We'll have our planning team financial advisor, Shots Crossroads postgame show as Carlson slingshots it in the flat. Hopf, pirouettes, and he's got a 9-yard gain. And you get Fisher out there, Levi Elric in the vicinity on the defensive side for the Demons.
Well, Mandan will surely leave their top guys in. They'd love to make the score a little more respectable and give your ones some repetitions for the future. And whereas the Demons will have a bunch of young guys, and so in these kind of games, many times the team that's behind will get a score or two here late.
Tate Saylor carried that one for Mandan for 11. So back-to-back productive gains, yeah. Especially you got the Williston Coyotes coming into Mandan next week. So, yeah, Mandan wants to get some mojo here and maybe a late drive as Saylor gets the call again between the tackles. Pyle moves for a few. A little rugby scrum out to the 35-yard line. Give him 5. Carlson now 18 of 27. And he's up over 200 yards, 203 to be exact.
Well, you take away the interceptions, he's had a nice ball game. He's thrown the ball quite well, other than a couple of the big mistakes, which hurt you, of course. But
Carlson pump fakes. Oh, he's got a man behind the defense. And he can't hit him. Bosch was behind the secondary. Let's get you Ryan Family Dealership replay of that one, because that was close to 6 more for Mandan.
A little bit of the hesitation and go by the wide receiver and the cornerback, probably a young cornerback, bit on that, and up he came.
Well, looked like the corner was Datavion Stack out there.
Right.
Slack, I beg your pardon. Carlson hits Wentz, and that connection's been productive tonight. Out to the 45-yard line, 9 more and a first down for Mandan.
That has been kind of a favorite route for Mandan tonight, that quick hitch into the short side of the field. It's a short, quick throw, and Carlson has zipped it in there several times.
1st and 10 Mandan. Clock, every time you look, there's about 4 more minutes off that baby, as there goes the rumbling and the stumbling Tate Saylor. As Mandan's now getting some chunks against this number 2 defense out there for the Demons. That's Tate Saylor gaining 10.
Nice run. Strong run. But you're right. Every time I look up, I'm expecting to see 10, 12 minutes on there, and there's 8 and going to go under 8 here shortly.
It's unbelievable how fast that thing moves when they don't stop it to move the chains or nothing. Carlson into the slot. And Mandan with a productive gain into the hands of Casper Holcup, his first catch tonight. And that results in a 6-yard pickup. Carlson just completed his 20th pass on 30 attempts. 218 yards. Mandan quickly to the line of scrimmage. Twins left, Twins right. The wide side is the right. Saylor downhill running. Oh, he's a bruising back.
He is. He's a
47 Sailor.
Got 8 more. Tate Saylor, they list him at, what do they list him at? The sophomore, 6'1", 200.
Well, he looks it from up here. He's a strong runner. He's made a couple of runs where he's.
First down.
I guarantee you those sophomores and underclassmen are out there right now for the Demons. Ain't looking at 47 when he's rumbling at him. Carlson goes deep. Oh, too far. Looking for Holcup again.
For number 7, Holcup.
And that's incomplete.
Second and
Well, you can tell Mandan would love to knock one in here and get a touchdown late in the game.
Hey fans, contact Farstead Oil today for your wholesale fuel, mobile lubricants, and DEF needs. Serving North Dakota, Montana, and western Minnesota, Farstead Oil. Quick hitter, far sideline, that's caught. Nothing after the catch. As it's a long way over there. I couldn't see what the number
I didn't
was.
either. It's the same thing that they
That
love.
was Holcup again.
Yes, they love to throw that little short hitch route into the short side. The ball's not in the air very long. And they've done it a couple of times where they want that defensive back to come up, and then they've thrown it up long.
Check that. That was Bosch. As there goes Carlson weaving his way through the defense. Don't know if that was a designed run or not, but it's going to be a big gain. Carlson into the Serve Pro red zone as he's got his best carry of the night, 16 yards. And Mandan into the Serve Pro red zone.
Good run by Carlson. Good quick run. They've been running that off tackle play. They faked it, and Carlson pulled it out of there and ran off tackle with some success.
Into the Serve Pro red zone goes Mandan. Carlson tucks it again. Slips it late over the middle. He's got his man. Touchdown. Wentz has it, and the Braves are on the scoreboard. 12-yard Mandan Brave touchdown, second of the night for Cole Carlson.
Carlson did a nice job with buying some time and sliding to his right until the pass opened up, and there was Wentz.
And the Braves will go for 2. Or excuse me, the Braves will go for 2.
Yep.
Carlson pump fakes. Everybody was right. Now he's running left. Flags fly in. Carlson pirouettes in. The 2-point conversion is good, but hold the phone.
But there are flags in the play.
This feels like one of those situations where you might get a peel back block or something along those lines. Everybody's going right, and as soon as people start coming back right, or excuse me, left.
Well, you're blocking somebody, and all of a sudden they start running the other way. You go, what's going on?
Yeah.
And you grab a hold of them. Might be a holding, might be a block in the back. You know, those are the things that happen when you massive change of direction like that.
Yep, blindside block exactly is going to be the call on Mandan. Well, here's the touchdown play as Carlson rolled out to his right from the 12-yard line. Threw it back against the grain. Nice grab and a low throw there by Wentz, and that's the touchdown for the Mandan Braves. On your Ryan Family Dealership replay tonight, we've been busy with that Ryan Family Dealership replay. 9 total touchdowns this evening at the Starion Complex in Mandan.
Well, they're going for 2, but they're out at the 18-yard line, so it's a little different 2-point play than what you normally do.
Yeah, and Coach Sheldon's going to ask for a First International Bank and Trust timeout. Got to get that organized for that 18-yard 2-point conversion. First International Bank and Trust, family-owned, full-service community bank, built on the bond between employees and customers. Founded in 1910, locations in Arizona, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota. Find them online at FIBT.com. Now, we mentioned this BSN promotion. Check this out. Hey, bring your noise. And we're going to recognize you along with BSN Sports. We'll have much more to come on this, but you got a rowdy fan section and a student section some nights. Take a picture of it. Tag it. And tag the PSP Network on Instagram, Facebook, with your student section. We'll have more social media of that award coming up, but that one's going to be a fun one. I know those student sections, they do get loud and proud and crazy.
I can remember coaching in front of a couple of those. And I increased my vocabulary and everything that night. That was a heck of a deal.
Yeah. right, here's that ensuing 2-point conversion. Mandan has Brandon Baker flanking Carlson out of the gun. They motion Hopfoff, fake it to him, looking, they throw it on a wheel. Baker has it, check that Hopfoff has it, but he is not going to get close to the goal line. 2-point conversion, no good, and Mandan has put one on the board here. As the Demon coaching staff up there congratulating that defensive unit number 2 on the 2-point conversion stop. Touchdown timeout, 5:05 to play, 41-13. Bismarck leads on your BNC Bank scoreboard.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Brevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts
Let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account.
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals. Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
Now Mandan punches one in, makes it 41-13. Carlson threw his second touchdown pass of the night. He's got 235 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions tonight for the junior Cole Carlson. Wentz just caught that touchdown pass. That's his 3rd of the year. And that's the only scoring here in the second half. The touchdown from Carlson to Wentz. The 12-yarder late here in the contest with 5:05 to play. Mole with the ensuing kickoff. Demons weren't buying it. Weston Scott fair catches it back at the 10-yard line.
Fair caught at the 10-yard line.
And Bismarck High, the second team defensive unit out there. Now they'll have the second team offensive unit out there. We saw the guy calling the shots last time when the possession was Nick Gable.
Some of these units that are out there now actually played against each other on Monday.
Yeah.
If the 2 JVs, that's a JV day on Monday afternoon. So these 2 teams tangled here just a few days ago.
Yeah, and it is Gable out there again. And he'll be out of the gun with Weston Malo standing beside him. There's going to be a substitution penalty there as Demons tried to sneak 12 into the huddle, and then that one guy streaking off there. You can't hide that.
That never works. I don't know,
It never
I don't know why they run that play. I'm not sure why we did that often too. You know, back in the day.
5th penalty of the night against the Demons. Hey, fans, tell you tonight's game also brought to you part by Bones Barbecue Sauce, a true North Dakota original. Find it at your local grocery store, Castwise, Marketplace, and Family Fare. Demons throwing it and down on a knee to make the grab. That's going to be a loss on the play. Gabriel and his pass. It looked like it was completed there to none other than Jace Joramo.
Well, you try to teach guys, if I can coach for a moment, that when that ball is low and you're trying to catch that, and especially when you're behind the line of scrimmage, you got to become a baseball catcher, squat down and do it, and keep your knees up. So, and he caught the ball, but he did it with his knees down.
Ball was in play, so now without the 30-point spread here, the clock will stop on dead balls. Demons are under center. Malo has the call. Second man through, and he's bottled up. Hemmed in after a gain of 1.
Well, we're at a point now where the Demons are trying to keep the clock running and get some first downs. And
now put this baby in the ice box,
that's
right?
That's right.
Well, Bismarck High is going to pick up their 4th victory of the season against 2 losses. Demons will win their 2nd straight. Mandan's going to fall to 0-6. Still looking for that elusive first W of the season or the Mandan Braves, as Bismarck now facing a 3rd down and long. I expect the Demons to be fairly conservative here. Even though it's 3rd down and long, they'll toss it wide side. Weston Mallow weaves in, now out, and he can't get away from Jackson Drinkson.
Nice tackle, very nice tackle.
Mallow picks up a couple. Drinkson knocks him down, and the clock continues to roll. We'll reach the 3-minute mark here, and the Demons will be in a punting situation on 4th and 11.
Well, most times in these, when it's late like this and they've got a punt, they may send the house here to try to.
And
what do you have to lose?
This is one of those situations where this will get the ire up of coaching staffs occasionally when one group out there has had the number 2s out there for a few possessions and the other side still has the number 1s, and that sometimes will get the ire up of a sideline. I've been around to see that bubble a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the emotions are. That's crazy.
And hey, there's no right or wrong answer, right? I mean, everybody does that a little bit differently. Some want to build a little confidence for that defensive unit and the offensive unit, just like Mandan did. Bismarck, obviously, they've played the majority of the second half here without the number 1s out there, but those things will sometimes have a way of riling people up. As Bonley is going to be standing midway through his own end zone, punting it away. Line of scrimmage is the 10. Good snap is back. Bonley's punt, a high wobbler near the Mandan bench. And good catch by one of the Mandan assistants. As the ball will be marked out at the 35-yard line, Bonley's punt will be a net of 25, no return. And Mandan will take over with 2:33. To play in our contest, as we said, stay tuned. Our Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads postgame show comes up next. Planning Team Financial Advisors helping clients work towards financial freedom, and Shots Crossroads, your postgame headquarters. You can order online at shotscrossroads.com. And I get the number 2s out there for the Mandan Braves. New quarterback will be Cale Renus. Got twins to the left, one receiver to the right. From the 35-yard line, Renus back to pass. Looking for Brown Otter, and that's too tall. Overshoots him near the 10-yard line, looking for Paulie Brown Otter.
Well, of course, Mandan is trying to work on a couple things, work on some scores, work on respectability in the score. That's just what you do at this point in time.
Close the book on Cole Carlson tonight. 22 of 33, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was picked off 3 times. For the junior single caller for the Mandan Braves. Handoff, Saylor, and he can't get away. He's hit high and low. Looked like in the vicinity there was Travis Schlafman. Yes, he got a play and then yanked him right out of there. As Saylor gets no gain. 3rd down and 10. Renus has 2 receivers to each side. From the right hash mark with under 2 to play, Renus off the hands of his intended man. That's Brown Otter again at the 32. Renus incomplete. Yeah, we mentioned that Planning Team Financial Advisor Shots Crossroads postgame show. Planning Team helping clients work towards financial freedom, and Shots Crossroads, your postgame headquarters. You can order online at shotscrossroads.com. We'll get a word from head coach Mark Gibson of the Demons, and a few of the particulars here as part of our postgame.
4th and 10. Here we go.
Renus guns it, and down the seam, Mandan's got a completed pass. Hauled in by Casper Holcup. Nice toss.
Nice execution, and Mandan's playing soft. They needed the 10 yards, and he just ran down the seam, and they just
nice
beyond the linebacker and dropped it right in there.
Renus's first completed pass of the Knights goes for 20. Make it 23. Holcup's got his second catch. Mandan into the Serve Pro red zone. Renus over the middle, in and out of the hands of his intended man. Right near the goal line, it falls incomplete. Holcup again was the man Renus was looking for.
He's open. He'd have caught that. He might have scored. He would have at least been down inside the 5.
At the conclusion of the game,
Yeah, 97 seconds left, and Mandan has a 2nd and 10 in the Serve Pro red zone. They got trained technicians, advanced technology, fire and water cleanup at Serve Pro. Arenas has the snap back, no pressure. Out into the flat, Holcup at the 10 to the 5, cuts back into the end zone goes Holcup. Casper scores, and Mandan has 2 late ones. Arenas has a touchdown pass of 10 yards. Casper Holcup in from the 10-yard line. Tyler Moe will come on for the extra point. Now Mandan shut out last week against the Century Patriots. Put 20 on the board here, and the extra point by Moe somehow got through.
Wow.
There was a lot of duress.
I was looking for the ball, and it was good between the
Yeah.
uprights. I thought it was spiked.
Somehow that got through the trees as Mandan, a team that scores 14 points a game, gives up 30. And tonight they've given up 40 and scored 20. Look at that, get a shot at the state capitol building across the Big Muddy over there as Arenas just throws that touchdown pass. Casper Holcup just caught his first TD of the season. And, oh, the cheerleaders got to do 20 push-ups? That's not fair.
Deep for the Demons, number
No, it's
15,
too hot
Scott.
tonight. Let's take a break, ladies.
Kicking off for the Braves, number 99, Moe.
Well, Mandan did some nice things here late with these young players. They completed some passes and they knocked another touchdown in there. So they got to be kind of proud of their late effort here and didn't just kind of throw in the towel and go through the motions. That's good on their behalf.
And Moe will kick off. Demons will take a couple knees, provided this isn't an onside variety that, no, they're going to kick it deep. Bismarck High is going to let that bounce and just fall on it, take a knee at the 32-yard line, and that's just going to about do it here. Sans a couple kneel downs for Bismarck High School. And the Demons are going to move to 2-0 in conference play. Let's get you a scoreboard update here with these final 97 seconds remaining as these other games have gone final. This one kind of drug out here a little bit, but oh, nope, that Shanley game is still going. 42-22, Davies leading Shanley. Cheyenne is shut out North, 18-zip. Century 69, Williston 7. That's a final. Legacy is taking care of Minot tonight, 41-12. And Horace has defeated West Fargo tonight as Bismarck High does indeed take a knee. So, Coach, that sets up a week from tonight, a big one in Bismarck. It'll be Bismarck High and Legacy, both undefeated in the conference, and we've gotten through a few of these undercards now, and now we got a little prize fight.
This will be a big one. It will be a big one. Both squads are obviously scoring a lot of points and playing some of their best football halfway into the season here. So both teams will be very ready next weekend, I would imagine. I think it'll be a great competitive game.
As Bismarck High just takes another knee, and while we're talking about it here, here's that Friday night schedule next week on the PSP Network. Legacy and Bismarck, both undefeated in conference play. Minot and Century will tangle. St. Mary's travels out to the Queen City to take on Dickinson, Devils Lake and Minot North, and Bishop Ryan and Velvet Drake, Anamoose Garrison. That's your schedule next Friday night. Teams are going to start lining up with 20 seconds left on the clock as this one has gone final. It is going to be a Demon victory tonight in Mandan. Bismarck High since 1977. 1975, check that, is now 46-6 against the Mandan Braves, and the Bismarck Demons have won three straight. There's a final score on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Bismarck 41, Mandan 20. Back with our postgame after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Is proudly brought to you by media platforms. ESP Network, it's game day.
Can you remember the last time you were certain that your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need? Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh? Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak, or can you? Shots Crossroads.
All right, back in our Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads postgame show, and Deegan Stottinger, man, you guys got off to an electric start. Your first touch goes for a 45-yard touchdown run. I mean, the plan was running the football. You guys executed. How'd that feel?
Yeah, coach didn't like me trying to run at people, so I was trying to avoid people all game. And I was talking to myself, I know I was going for 200 yards, which is a big goal. I only have 221. And I was like, if it was easy, everyone would have 200 yards. So I was just trying my best.
Talk about those guys up front. I mean, that front line was paving some ways because there's a few touchdown on this end was untouched. You were getting into the second level before you even had to worry about some things tonight.
Yeah, those guys are dogs. They're working as hard as they possibly can all the time. That's all I can ask for.
What's working right now for the Demons? I mean, 2 straight here in the conference. I mean, you guys got a good mix of the pass and run. I mean, what are you feeling offensively? A lot of confidence for this group?
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in my quarterback. I know he can throw the ball, read the defense well, and I have a lot of confidence in my receivers. I know.
And now, a bit of a showdown next week against none other than Legacy Sabres. How about the early thoughts on that one?
Yes, sir. I'm very excited.
All right, great game tonight, Deegan. Stick around. I'm going to get a picture of you. I'm going to get Coach Gibson. Nice game. All right. Let's bring in Coach Gibson here. All right, hey, congratulations, Mark. Boy, the start you guys got off to, I mean, it's been a trend, outscoring teams in that first quarter, and boy, you jumped on them tonight.
Yeah, I think the one thing was, they took the ball, and we got the wind, and when we got the wind, made a big difference, I thought, and, we got a couple stops there, and offensively it was quick strikes, and, there's some things we saw on film that we thought we could exploit, and, credit to 16, but I can't say enough about all of our kids. You just don't see the kids downfield, the receivers and guys like that blocking, and it's when you run the football, it's an attitude, and that's the one thing we've been talking to our kids. We haven't been running the football very well, and it's not just the guys up front, it's all of them. And, I thought our kids were really composed tonight, played really well.
Yeah, and defensively, you take the football away 4 times. I mean, you get 3 interceptions and a fumble, and so you got to be happy on that side of the ball.
I mean, first 3 or 4 games, we were -8. That's something we've kind of corrected. When we went to Minot, we had 0 turnovers. Today, we had 0 again, and so, those are things that if we're going to be successful, we can't turn the football over. We got to get some turnovers, and I can't say enough about our secondary guys. They've, outside that one big play that they had, other than that, we played outstanding, and we'll definitely take it.
And hey, now it sets up a big game next week. Undefeated teams in the conference in the capital city. That'll be a fun one against Legacy.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy this for now and see where we're at. We got some guys banged up, but they're an explosive football team, and it should be fun.
All right, Coach. Good stuff tonight. Thanks for the time.
Good seeing you. Say hi to Coach Thomas for me.
I will. All right, that's Mark Gibson. We'll be back with more of our planning team financial advisor, Shots Crossroads postgame after this break on the PSP Network.
Is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Can you remember the last time you were certain that your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need? Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak, or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Is proudly brought to you by media platforms. ESP Network, it's game day.
Putting a bow on this one tonight from Starion Sports Complex. It's our planning team financial advisor, Shots Crossroads postgame show. Planning team is a full-service financial plan for your farm or business. They're here to help you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit them online at planningteam.com. And Shots Crossroads gets filled up on their delicious menu that includes the famous 99. Order online at shotscrossroads.com. I'm going to try something else here, Roger, to see if we can keep this door open for a couple minutes. There we go. It's got a little steamy in the box tonight.
Get a little warm up here, you bet.
Bismarck victorious 41-20 over Mandan. Coach Gibson says, hey, say hi to Coach Thomas for me. You're getting shout-outs from the field now. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, all three phases really were working for Bismarck tonight. They were clean, didn't turn the ball over. Yeah, you give up a couple late touchdowns, but there was a lot to like tonight for the Bismarck Demons.
Absolutely, and it started out that way. The early part of the game we thought was a key. One of the keys to the game was a fast start by Mandan to help them get off the deck from not winning a game and get a good start, and it didn't happen. And then on top of that, it was kind of a tough start with penalties and so on, and got down. And so Bismarck High's got a lot to be proud of because they did it in all phases, and they played very sound football for the entire game. Maybe until the end, of course, when they scored a couple times, but that's a little different than the beginning of the game.
I'll run through a couple highlights here and give you the final game numbers. As these numbers are going to sound deceiving because probably for the first time in the history of football, a team that loses by 3 touchdowns, well, not the first time in history, but it doesn't happen very often that the team losing by 21 outgains the other team, but that's what Mandan does tonight. 370 yards to 350. The Demons just get 40 yards of offense in that second half, but it was primarily just one drive maybe for the first teamers, and after that, Mandan put up 120 yards of offense in that second half. Individually, Bismarck High led tonight by Deegan Stottinger, 157 yards of rushing, 3 touchdowns for him. Weston Scott, 64 yards rushing. Bonley, 27 yards rushing. Schlobaum, 43 yards rushing. Bonley throwing the football 4 of 10, 41 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions tonight. Bismarck punted it twice, and they were penalized 5 times. Individually for the Mandan Braves, led on the ground by Kirky, who has 38 yards rushing. Right behind him, Tate Saylor late. He got going with 34 yards rushing. And passing the football, Carlson, Cole was 22 of 33 for 235, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Arenas has a touchdown pass and to 33 yards. Leading receivers, Wentz with 4 grabs and a TD, and Jackson Drinks in 3 grabs, 93 yards and a touchdown. Mandan was penalized 8 times, punted it 3 times, and they turned it over 3 times, all in the first half. There's your final game numbers. And a Ryan Family Dealership replay package there for you tonight as part of our post game. All right, Coach, a couple things for us to wrap this baby up tonight. First, it's our move of the game brought to you by Spas, etc. In the capital city, Spas, etc. will help you find a spa, hot tub, game for your rec room. Spas, etc. help you find that with their massive inventory. Here's your Spas, etc. move of the game. Yeah, every time this guy touches the football, it's usually something big that happens, and that's exactly what Weston Scott provided tonight with this move of the game. It's simple enough, just a Stottinger. Now we're going to hit you with the reverse, and this guy gets an open field, man, and he can make plays.
Great speed, and this cutback here was a thing of beauty, and the backside guys on the defense could not get him.
Yeah, there's your Spas, etc. Move of the game tonight, the 60-yard touchdown run for Weston Scott on the reverse. Spas, etc. Find that perfect spa, sauna, hot tub game for your rec room. Yeah, good to have the folks at Spas, etc. bringing that move of the game. All right, we mentioned the Friday night football next week. Legacy in Bismarck, Minot High Century, St. Mary's and Dickinson, Devils Lake Minot, Bishop Ryan and Veldrake Animus. That's your lineup next Friday, brought to you by Bones Barbecue Sauce. And let's take a look at the full schedule next week. Got volleyball, A and B volleyball on Monday and Tuesday. A couple WDA volleyball games on Thursday. Minot North and Minot, a crosstown rivalry game. Legacy and Bismarck. In volleyball Thursday nights, Lewis and Clark and our Redeemers will take and square off. And there's that 5-pack of football again for you next Friday. Another jam-packed week on the PSP Network. All right, last thing for us, it's our MVP of the contest brought to you by Sport Clips. Keep you looking your best. You can check in online with a hairstylist today at sportclips.com. And, yeah, no doubt with this one, his first touch goes for a 45-yard touchdown. His last touch goes for a 50-yard touchdown. And Deacon Staudinger, he wanted to rush for 200 tonight.
Yeah, he had that in his brain. He told you. That was a pretty interesting comment, I thought, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well spoken. You know, the track guy, Carter Petron didn't get any carries tonight. He was on the DL. But, yeah, Deacon Staudinger carried the load tonight. He's your MVP. Listen to these numbers. 14 carries, 157 yards, 3 touchdowns, couple catches for 26 yards, just shy of that 200-yard mark as he finishes with 183 yards of total offense tonight and 4 touchdowns. Deacon Staudinger is your MVP of the contest tonight. And, hey, you get great effort by the defense as well. They forced 3 turnovers, including Najee Boyd with 2 interceptions tonight for the Demons. All right, Coach, hey, that was fun.
It was fun, and you know, the thing hidden in there, just one last comment was field position, which we never talked about. They got the turnovers and so on, and always had a short field, and they're running 40 and 50-yard plays for touchdowns, but that's where your starting point is. It's not 80 yards away, and I think that's the key why those stats are so wacky, that they get outgained, but they had all these points, but they started out in great field position lots of times. Yeah, and that decision to take the football by Mandan when they won the toss, backfired a little bit because Mandan got down early with that bad field position into the wind, and the Demons capitalized early and often as they win this one going away. All right, thanks, hey, fans. Big thanks to these sponsors, BNC Bank for bringing you Scoreboard, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, our pregame. First International Bank, our timeout sponsor. Instant Replay brought to you by Ryan Family Dealership, your Serve Pro Red Zone tonight. Well, not much of that because there were so many big touchdowns tonight. Moonlight Home Improvement, your halftime show. And your postgame brought to you by Planning Team Financial Advisors, Shots Crossroads, including the Deacon Staudinger MVP of the contest, brought to you by Sport Clips. And your Weston Scott house call tonight is your Spas Etc. move of the game. Great job by the team tonight, producing, running the cameras for us, John Samuelson, Brent Borkus. For my partner tonight, the coach Roger Thomas. Todd Dahmer is repeating your final score. It's a Demon victory again in Mandan, 41-20. Bismarck High victorious tonight. They're undefeated in the conference, and this has been WDA Football on the PSP Network.
Is proudly brought to you by
Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Can you remember the last time you were certain that your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need? Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes